It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd.
Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another match review show on Chelsea Perspective. Unfortunately, it's a sad one. A lot of Chelsea fans and happy, you can say the suffering continues. We're here to talk about it. We're here to hear your opinion on why you believe things happened the way it did. Not an outcome we wanted. And we were poor, deserved to lose again, in my opinion. But we get to look at it, and you're welcome to join us. You can see this as a therapy session. We listen to you, give you responses. But first, as usual, we're gonna go news hunting. Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're not gonna read all of them. We'll get a few of them and then come back to the panel to continue the match review proper. Sorry, looks like I'm gonna struggle. With what's it called, with the my camera flickering. I'm not sure what that is all about, but I'll try to find a permanent solution to it. But that's by the way, and I have the captain of the community, Constantine Dentu, on the panel with me. I'm quite sure he's not happy too. For you could say, this time I don't see him having a lot of defense for his client. But that's by the way, Dante. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join me on the panel.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up
Big
to
up
you
to
too.
everyone. Yeah, not a good day at the office for Maresca, that's for sure. The
Hmm.
players as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So uh, a lot of shouldn't have been that hard. Now, there's obviously some reasons for that, which we'll go into, but yeah, definitely a disappointing night.
Yeah, thank you so much for finding the time to join me on the panel. Once again, I'm trying to see flickering again today. A few toggles here and there. I might have to go out and come back in to see if that was. But yeah, let's see if I reduce the resolution, it stops. But that's by the way here. You seen it. It ended 2-1 Napoli. Atalanta. We scored first. Finished with 51% possession to theirs for 49. They finished with an XG of 1.72, us 1.37. Yeah, 14 total shots for them, 10 for us. Big chances, two for them, two for us, and on. But we get back to that. Right now, we have to go news hunting to see what people have to say. What do we have here in the chat already? Let's talk about, say hello to people there. And as I've said, I might have to go out and come back in. It looks like it has stopped. The flickering looks like it has stopped. Yeah, Maresca is not making December. Here's the thing. I get it. Maresca was at fault for majority of reasons, in my opinion. Or let's say, let me just be a bit more specific here. The lineup selection, maybe he made a few mistakes, some mistakes there. But to say that he's not making it to Christmas because he lost two games after winning how many? Yeah, it's not like, I get it. It's not. We can. I mean, it'd be correct to say, yeah, we should be doing better, maybe. But there are reasons why we're doing better, and I'm not here to defend him, but saying he's not making December because we lost to uh, Atalanta away and at night. Uh, no, it's not going to happen. You're just being emotional right now. If you want to have a conversation, if you want us to talk about what happened, I'd be open to having a conversation with you. And we have can't say that. Sorry, last night it seemed like a self sabotage. Seven defensive player on the pitch at one time, and bringing on Tosin after publicly telling that intensity goes down due to some players. That's a sackable offense. Whether it is, I don't know. I'm not the owner of the club. It's up to them to decide whether, yeah, that's sackable enough. A big up to you too, Tebe. Woo! Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Coach, do you mind sending the link via Instagram because via X is not working for you? How were you able to find it later on? You need to update your app, but I'll try. Just send me a message on Instagram, then I'll respond with it. Haram Football, seven defensive player. I didn't actually calculate how many defensive players we had on the pitch because, yeah, I've gotten used to Malo Gusto inverting and you could say occupying areas in the midfield. Lose Saturday, then needs to be sacked. Must-win game. All games are must win. I'm not into that behavior of waiting until we lose a game before saying the next one is a must win game. Every game is a must win game. Can we not wait until we lose game before screaming the next one is a must win game? Yeah. And I don't think he sees it like that, too. He wants to win every game. Whether he's done the right things to help him win every game is the question we're going to talk about in a bit. Play six defenders. The latter part of your comment isn't necessary, really. Big up to you too, Jay. Thank you for joining the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. I'm going to find a way to send the link um, the link to Berho in a bit.
Mm.
So we start with what we had, what we have.
The beggar needs a
Very
special
top of
invitation,
Vince's
coach.
timeline, my go-to place for news hunting. And as Dante starts to speak, I'm gonna go out and come back in to see whether my camera will stop flickering. I'm not sure why that is the problem. So Dante, look at it. Vince is asking the question because right now a lot of people are concerned, and they're looking at our upcoming games and how quickly they're coming at us, and you can say uh, fearing that we could, that chances I would struggle to get a single win from all of them. One being Chelsea versus Everton at home, versus Cardiff City away, Newcastle United away, and then Aston Villa at home. Let's hear you. I always like to listen to you when I ask you the question. Are you concerned that it's going to be a very, very difficult month for us?
Yeah, look, of
And
course
while
it's
you
going to
speak, I'm
be.
going to go out and come back in,
Yeah, go
see
back,
if I
go
sort out
keep
the
it up.
flickering issue. Go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, it's a tough schedule coming up. Of course, there's a lot of games. The Cardiff one in between there, that'll be opportunity to rest some players and play some other younger players as well. But yeah, look, it's a tough fixture. This is what it means to be Chelsea, to be in the top four. You play these games. There's a lot of games. Champions League. There's a lot of games. Obviously, more quality games where you can't rest as many as you did in the Conference League last season. So he's learning a little bit about that as well. Of course, there's criticism. Of course, it's deserved criticism. So definitely, some mistakes were made. I mean, it is a game of fine margins, though. There's a lot of things in that game that it depends how they went. Things could have been different. Example: James puts that away 2-0, different game. Then even Atalanta's goal the deflection goes in. Yeah, okay, a bit of luck they had as well there. So I mean, think those little fine margins, the outcome of the game changes. But definitely, he made. Not sure why he didn't play. We talked about some of the players that are fatigued, that look tired. Well, they look the same again, and he needed to make those changes. But we'll wait for coach to speak about that. Yeah, those fixtures coming up. Look, every 3 days there's a game. Uh, we've got the Cup, Cardiff, Newcastle, then we've got Aston Villa, and then we've got more Champions League, and then other FA Cup, the League Cup's coming up, the quarterfinals of the League Cup with the Cardiff, sorry, and then the FA Cup's coming up. So a lot of games in this Christmas period, January period, there'll be quite a lot of games. So getting that balance right, that rotation is key. I know a lot of people are saying he doesn't rotate enough. Then half the other people are saying he rotates too much. So which one really is it? Well, that's it's 50-50. He's trying to rotate and not rotate and try to uh hold on, sorry, 1 second, guys. Yeah, sorry, my son there was screaming some stuff. He wants to go outside because we put some Christmas lights up on the house, and he's excited about that. So although he's seen it 100 times already today when we put it up. Yeah, look, it's tough run. Maresca has to handle it. The players have to handle it, but the squad rotation definitely needs to be better. Some players definitely need the rest. Some new faces might need to come in and give them a go. Need to trust the squad. I mean, you just have to. There's no other choice. Some of those players cannot play back to back that many games. So we'll see how he goes. I'm sure he'll learn from this, and he's not perfect. He will learn. He has to learn. He has no choice, and we'll see how he goes.
Yes, then I see somebody in the chat asking the question. Learn. He's been here for 2 years. It's all about learning, irrespective of
He hasn't
how
been in the Champions League
you can say,
before.
irrespective of how well
Yeah,
you are acquainted to. You can say you are how good you are at what you do. There's always space to learn. You're never perfect at it. We're humans. You can say we learn every day,
exactly. Yeah.
and that's the truth.
And you're
Um,
dealing with human beings, coach. So he's got a big squad to deal with. I mean, you know emotions, moods, how people have their life off the field. I mean, there's a lot to deal with. So it's never that simple or straightforward.
no,
And
it's not. I agree. But
Yeah,
we're not denying he didn't make mistakes, but
of course.
arguing that he has nothing to learn after 2 years. He does have a lot to learn.
Well, he does because he's never been in the Champions League. That's why I made the comparison. Last season, he was able to rotate 11 players each game for the Conference League and give people a go. You can't do that with the Champions League as much because you have to keep some of your better players doing that. So that's where the fine margin is. Who do you, the balance of resting or playing them continuously, who to put in, who you trust, who you don't. So he's trying to balance that, and he's got it right very good against Barcelona. Some of the he got it very good, and some of these games, like this game, he got it wrong. So yes, there is still quite a few new players in that squad. So you got to he's got to learn, and he's got to learn to manage it. Uh, each week that passes, he'll learn more, and hopefully, he overcomes that.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too late.
No, I don't think it's too late. I
Currently,
mean, I
it's
know people
not.
saying the
Hopefully, by
rest.
the time he learns, it's not too. Hopefully, I have you can say, I have strong belief that he's a quick learner. There are things that you can say that happened in the past that I didn't see a repeat. When a
Exactly.
lot of people thought he was going to repeat the some mistakes he didn't. But there are other things also that have persisted, in my opinion. But Jay, quickly before I get what we have in the chat, my question to you is: you've seen the schedule. I don't know if you want me to read it out for them. Given how concerned you were before the Atalanta game, are you concerned? How you can say some of them, a lot of them are tough games, except for the Cardiff game. Newcastle away, definitely a tough game. Bournemouth, a tough side. Manchester City, yeah. Your thoughts? Let's hear you. But I'm gonna say this, and I've said this before: the tougher the opposition, the more confident I feel, and I'm not changing that stance. I'm not changing that. I want that too confident about Atalanta, yeah. But didn't think we were gonna lose it either. But let's hear you, Jay.
Big up, guys. Big up,
A
Coach
big up to you
Dante.
too.
Big up the chat.
Yeah, man.
Um, yeah, I just saw the fixtures that are coming up, and yeah, it's going to be tough. I was already concerned, as you mentioned, that I could see this after the Leeds game, that things were going to be difficult because, you know, the things that I saw in that Leeds match were not going to be resolved overnight, or, because you can add some new guys, it's not going to be resolved. They lacked motivation, the energy levels lethargic. I don't know. Some of these things needs the only solution for these things are that they need rest. And obviously, we are playing games every 3 or 4 days, and that is not going to be, you know, get resolved this quickly. And this is going to continue. Look, I don't want to be pessimistic about future. I always predict us to win, but things are not looking good. The teams that we are going to face are even more tougher. Yeah, even the Cardiff City match is going to be tough because that's an away trip. I think the conditions are not going to really favor us that much, and it will be heavily rotated as well because certain guys will need a lot of rest. So even that won't be that easy. But the Premier League fixtures of Everton, Newcastle away trip, which personally I feel is one of the hardest away trips, if not the hardest in the Premier League. So Newcastle away, Everton, who are in really good form, good players, Jack Grealish, KDH, they are balling out as well. And Aston Villa, we have seen what they did to Arsenal, and the recent form speaks for themselves. So it's going to be really, really tough, and some of the players and the manager needs to fix up and learn really quickly because this could go south very, very easily, and we will be debating something that we should not be because it's really on the periphery for me.
The question I want to ask you before I go to Tobejo, the last time we had a similar issue, he was able to sort out the issue by, you could say, applying, employing a very cautious approach. But I
Mm.
think you can overdo that sometimes because you have to find a perfect balance between uh, avoiding losing a game and not creating enough to win a game and end up losing that game. Um, but there are a lot of factors in play right now. It's not just about. I don't think employing a cautious approach alone will get the job done. Um, if you opt to be all offensive and not be defensively minded, you'd lose games even more, irrespective of how many goals you score. Some opponents can outscore you. So the question now is, you've mentioned how it's not an easy problem to solve. What do you suggest? What do you think the manager could do or should do to get the situation under control?
Look, it's quite tough. It's already tough because of we saw that how closely knitted all these match are, and their players and are getting no rest at all. But the problem is that Maresca is not helping. He's making things really worse for himself. Some of the substitutions that I see, some of the management, in-game management that I see, he's making things much tougher for him. I understand that rotation is required, players needs rest, but I think when you are in between a game, then I think, and in that game you are not, in a comfortable position, then at that moment you can't really think of making changes or saving players in between, because that is a clear cut uh, direction for me that he's saying, I'm going to throw this match, and that is what happened. I think we were like, I think it was 1-1. Now, if we are jumping on to the review of the match, I think it was 1-1, and then he made those substitution, which doesn't really warrant anything. I couldn't understand that. What is the approach
I
with
do
those
need to give
substitution when
Philip that
that's
he's not throwing the match. That's ridiculous. No one should be saying that. I'm sorry. I can't accept people saying that he's throwing the match. He's doing that on purpose so we lose. Come on. I
no,
think
no,
I
no.
think you know better than that.
Obviously, a manager, players,
But
obviously, no.
you get his point, Dante. It's as if he's. Yesterday, I actually did say Saf is asking to be fired.
No, that's just silly
No,
talk.
but
Sorry.
I'm not saying certainly he's doing that. But you get the
He's not
question.
doing it on purpose,
Hmm.
but the actions which he's doing
Yeah,
are pointing towards a direction which will
but
let
go ahead,
him to
Jay.
a
Yeah.
position. Yeah, he will reach a position where there will be discussions about these things, because something in
Okay,
our structure. You mentioned, coach, that he's doing really good in big matches, and you are not worried about the big matches.
I'm not.
That for me is not
Mhm.
sustainable, because the big matches are very few, and the mediocre teams that we play, the lower division teams, or the the most often that we play, those teams are the one that will decide where we will finish and finish the season on the table. So for me, that is not sustainable if he's doing all good things in the big matches, and he is looking clueless in the normal or easy matches, if you say so. So yeah, for me that is not sustainable, and I think we will go. Yeah, go on,
okay,
Dante.
Jim. Big up,
Mm-hmm.
guys.
And
I have
just
a
quickly,
question.
keep the blue flag flying high. Says that at the end of the day, Enzo Maresca is a championship manager. Okay, if that's what makes you happy, run with it. It's your opinion. I think he's proven he's more than just a championship manager. We've had managers who went championship managers we hired as top, you could say, level managers or managers who had Premier League experience. What did they do? They did worse than Maresca. Didn't win us any shit. So it's not a matter of, you could say, the level at which you were coaching before you get hired. It's your, we get to see your managerial abilities the moment you become our manager, and I think he's proven. Yeah, he's capable of handling the job. Has he been perfect? I'll be the first to raise my hands and say no. And I have more than one. You could say one thing to mention to show you that yeah, he's not perfect. Sticking with the championship manager, for me, in my opinion, I don't. It doesn't. It's nothing. That it's just a label, in my opinion. After all, Pep Guardiola was Barcelona's B team manager. What do you call, or the academy manager? What you call it? Yeah, he didn't just emerge out of nowhere. And Maresca has proven he can compete with the best, so-called best managers in the world, and outclass them. You want me to start listing them? No, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. but he's not perfect yet. I think his biggest flaw is overthinking things. When
Yeah.
you could argue he needs to simplify things, he overthinks it. And just unnecessarily, in my opinion, I don't see things from his perspective. I don't know why Estevao didn't get to play, but until he explains, the explanation he gave flawed because yeah, we still had one space for Estevao, but you could argue somebody saying he lied, and I said no, I don't think he lied blatantly for such an obvious stuff knowing people will eventually find out. Even you could say, you don't have to have elite
But
football knowledge to understand that. It's a
but,
but
but
what has
Coachella,
happened has happened. My point is calling him the championship manager because yeah, he lost to Atalanta. I don't think it makes sense. Tobeho, go ahead. No problem. Tobeho, let's hear you.
okay, okay, no problem. My issue with that, Enzo Maresca said that Esteva didn't play because of the Wesley Fofana situation. I disagree on that because we had an extra substitution that was available. So if he really
But can
wanted
I ask you this
Esteva to,
quickly? Can I ask you this quickly? I
okay,
disagree
no
too.
problem.
Do you think he'd lie about that? Something so obvious as that? I don't think so. In the moment, he probably lost his, you can say, his head, didn't realize he still had a space left.
Okay, yeah,
Coach, there are two
yeah. Wait,
possibilities for
wait.
this.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Yeah,
go
okay,
ahead, David.
okay. Okay, no, I agree with that in terms of what he
Yeah,
said,
that's my
Coachella.
point. I don't think he'd lie
Yeah,
about that. Something that's probably, you could argue, just metaphorically, it's up there in the screen for everybody to see. Why would he lie about that? Then if he did, then he's definitely stupid. But go ahead.
yeah, yeah. In terms of what he said, then I agree. But I have a question for Dante, right? He was defending something, and Jay was when saying it. So for you, Dante, do you think
And,
those
and, and
substitutions
before we
make sense?
continue, please, I sense this is gonna get heated. Please do not take anything personally. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm
Don't
just,
listen here.
I'm
yeah,
just saying,
I'm just
I'm just,
putting it out there so that everybody you can say just take note. Do not take anything personal. Just present your
I think we're all
calm
mature
opinion.
enough, coach. I think
Yeah,
we're
go ahead,
fine.
Tabeho.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think Tabigo
yeah.
understood that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be Enzo Maresca because he proven me a lot that he can do the job. My biggest issue right now, all right, is overthinking things, right? And also the Malo Gusto substitution for him to play as a number 10 doesn't make sense. So Dante, please make us make sense. That substitution makes sense. Malo Gusto and Rhys James playing as number 10, bro. Please make it sense. While we have attackers on the bench, Estevao, even
Yeah.
Andre Santos can come in for Enzo Fernandez. For example, even Gittins was struggling. He played 90 minutes. So please make it sense. My biggest issue is the Malo Gusto substitution. Playing him as a number 10 while we have attacking players on the bench. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I can answer that if you let me. I'll answer it. No problem. I
Can we
mean,
just bring Bobby in so when he leaves we continue? Or I don't know.
yeah, go, Bobby.
All
We'll
right, Bobby, go
continue. Let
ahead. Let's
Bobby.
hear you.
Come on, Bobby, go. Just before you cut out.
Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I think coach is right that we shouldn't take anything personally because this is going to be a heated conversation, as it always is when we lose like this. Enzo Maresca, if he continues doing this, he's going to get himself fired. His game management and his player use is atrocious at times. He
Okay.
panics. He throws everything in that he thinks is going to be a fix, and there's no strategy to it. He has caused a lot of these problems, as have the sporting directors. I don't accept anymore this injury issue that Chelsea have. It is unique. It is consistent, especially around certain periods of the season, vis-a-vis December, and it must be dealt with. And the reason why it happens, no one should talk to me about World Club Cup nonsense. The reason why it happens is that a lot of the squad is unusable. Where the F is Jorel Hato? If he cannot give respite to Cucurella, why the F did we buy him? What is the use of Tosin? We need to face these realities. Why are we always nursing Badiashile? Why are we, well, we know we have to nurse Fofana, but is it like every single member of that squad is on the nursing list? You can't even rotate efficiently when you have the opportunity to rotate. This issue of keeping Josh on the bench. Now, you all know I'm somebody that doesn't have an issue with players being on the bench. But when you have players that are incapable and you leave a player that's capable, it makes no sense. Josh has to play, especially now that with this eye injury, I can't foresee Wes Fofana starting against Everton. He's got to be there. I think the reason for a lot of Maresca's losses in the past, is it 2, 3 games, has been he's showing us he doesn't know how to use his squad depth properly. He doesn't know how to make the right substitutions. I don't understand this inability to get a striker on. You've got Mark Guehi on the bench. You see that João Pedro is struggling in that lone position. Bring on Mark Gui. I mean, his game management. I keep saying his game management is creating a problem, and he's overcomplicating play. All this playing from the back, passing from left to right. When Route One direct football is often the answer away from home. When you're battling with a team that has made you have to show them that you can win the fight. I'm worried for him. I'm also worried for the club. But I really do believe that this Everton game is a game that one, Chelsea have to win. Two, will be the marker of the pressure upon him. Because with the nonsense he's been doing, if he brings any stupidity into that game, he's going to be under humongous pressure. He's throwing games, and we can't afford to do that.
All right, I'm gonna say this, Bobby. We've been through a worse period under Maresca, and at the time, I still told people I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think.
Coach,
Yes,
Coach,
I don't
sorry
think.
to cut you
Let me.
short,
Let me.
right?
I'm coming.
Yes, we've
That's
been
why we're
through a
here.
worse period. Do we have to keep doing it over
No, we
and
don't
over
have
again?
to. I just wanted to explain something to you.
It's like the issue of the
Can
wingers.
I explain
I
something
told
to
you,
you, Bobby? Can I
I'm
say
just
something?
rushing
Can I
because I'm
say
scared of being
something?
cut off. I told you, Gittins and Garnacho are a step
We're not talking about the
backwards.
players
We're
right now.
going
I'm talking
back
about
to
something you said. That's
development
why we have to show.
stage.
You're not going to listen to me, but go ahead, Bobby. Go
No,
ahead.
we're going back to development stage.
Can I
Do
say
we have
something now?
do we have to keep developing, keep
Okay, can I
developing,
say
keep
something now,
developing?
Bobby?
Okay, go for it.
You said what you said. You mentioned about if we lose against Everton, that how did you phrase it again? I'm just making it clear to you. We've been through a worse
I
period
said
under him.
if he loses to Everton, the pressure on him will be something he's not prepared for. It's going to be enormous
Where will it come
because
from?
it's down to him.
Where will it come from? The owners
Oh,
or the
the fan
fans?
base. Don't you remember when they were out making protests
Okay,
last season?
can I finish? What I'm trying to say, irrespective of what happens against Everton, I don't think that lead to him getting fired. Except if we see clearly that maybe he no longer wants to be here. That's why I'm mentioning to you that we've been through a worse period under him. You get the time. I'm not fighting
Exactly.
you here. I'm just mentioning this. Remember, I think there was a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so, when we lost, I think, a game or so. We went through a rough patch also at the time, and people were screaming, "That's it!" Even the other guy that David Austin gave, you could say, propped. That now what he does is just, you could say, gaslight people, say that's it, Maresca is going to be fired the next few days. And I told people, look, if you believe that, you need to go get yourself checked. I'm not saying the same thing to you. I'm just saying I don't think the game against Everton decides anything, except if he self-sabotaged and it's clear that something isn't quite right, that yeah, he's trying to get himself fired, and they decide, yeah, that's the case. And I don't think that's the case. He's made mistakes. And Bobby, you were this unhappy when we lost one of our games during the Club World Cup. So sometimes what drives the conversation is mainly people not being happy because of the result and probably not taking a step back and looking, okay, how far have we come? How many games have we lost? Why did we lose the games we've lost since the start of the season? And not just going by one game alone and saying that the manager has been making the same. Can I say
So
something? Go look at
you've
how
said a
the
lot, and
11.
I've said
I'm coming.
nothing.
I'm coming. Look at
You've
the
said a
11 that
lot,
played
and I've
against.
said
Look at the
nothing, and you've
11 that
misquoted
played
me a
against
lot.
PSG. How many defenders do we have on the
The
pitch on the
the
day?
point
I'm not
I'm
saying I
making,
really like it, but sometimes it doesn't work. Against Atalanta, we should have had more attacking players on the pitch. I agree. But against PSG, Gusto was on the pitch, Reece James was on the pitch. Yeah, check how many defensive players we had on the day. But nobody talks about that. Nobody complained about Reece James playing in the midfield on the day because we won the game. So I'm not saying Maresca was perfect. I'll be the first to tell you he made mistakes when it comes to the selection yesterday. But I
We
don't
lost Bobby
let
anyway.
me not being happy with regards to the selection he made on the day. You could say just saying that's it. He's a bad manager. No, I think he's not perfect. I just stick with that, and I can mention occasions where I believe he's made mistakes, selection wise and in-game management wise. So I don't know. But Jay, it looks like Bobby is gone. He doesn't want to listen to me. But Dante, let's say Tabel will ask you a question.
Bobby's angry at you. I think he's hanged
No,
up on
he's
you, bro.
angry, but that's not that. It goes two ways. You present your opinion, I present mine. But
Exactly.
he refused to answer my question. When we're
Exactly.
winning, he'd be the happiest. He'd be the one to praise the team the most. That's one thing that confuses me about Bobby. But the moment, even sometimes it still be half time and we're losing 1-0, he
Exactly.
start
Yeah, yeah,
losing
yeah.
his IT. But if we win, his tone changes. That's the thing. Conversation goes both ways. And we're not enemies. We're just here to discuss the situation about our, you can say, our beloved definitely our beloved club. But go
Yeah.
ahead, Dante. Let's hear
It
you.
can be too extremes. It's yeah, a bit too extreme. So yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying, Coach. Let me answer Tobago. Hopefully, Bobby doesn't come in and cut us off. I'll try to keep it short. Basically, Tobago, what he was doing, I think he saw the team was struggling. He saw the team. He wanted to keep put Gusto in there, keep things tight, keep things defensive, and get away and just go for the and basically get the result, take back a result. That's what he was doing. It's very simply,
And if you don't
yeah,
mind quickly, Dante, if you don't mind quickly, as much as I didn't like that, I didn't like we had a lot of defensive players on the pitch. As much
yeah.
as I didn't like that, Estevao, who you can say who is our top scorer in the Champions League this season, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
And we thought he was going to start because he's been better for us in Europe than in the Premier League. As much
Well,
as
let's
I
not
didn't
forget he
like
was
that,
horrible the last two games.
yeah, as much as I didn't like that,
Yeah,
I totally, I understood after seeing the lineup, everything that was going on, that he probably was concerned about the confidence of his players. He was trying to
that as
do
well.
what
Yeah,
he did last season. He just wanted to slow things down, get a few results here and there, don't lose, because the moment low confidence sets in, it'd be more difficult to solve. And he walked. But
exactly. Yeah.
I think he could have should have handled this differently yesterday. But I think that was what he was trying to do. He was just focused on getting the result, but maybe he definitely overdid it in my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah, look, so it's pretty obvious, I mean, we didn't have a bad half the first half. We were pretty good. Atalanta didn't create too much, nothing. I mean, we got the goal, perfect. Obviously, that was where's substitution. He had to bring another defender on because you have to. I mean, Tosin had to come on, so it is what it is. He got his eye poked from the guy's studs, accidental. So, but still, yeah, if you can't see, I've copped one of those before, and I couldn't see for 2 days until my eye cleared. So, yeah, look, he had to take him off. Yes, this is what he did. I'm pretty certain this is what he was thinking. Keep it more defensive, keep it tight, get away, just get a result. You maybe saw the players were struggling,
Driven by
maybe
the fact that he can see that his team is struggling of late.
exactly. So you're
But the
putting a
question I
runner
want to
in.
ask you, would you say
Yeah,
he overdid it? I'd say yes, he overdid it.
not really overdoing it, coach. It's more
So
simplifying it
would you say, are
actually.
you trying to say he got every decision on the day right?
No, but it's not overdoing it. He's probably too
Can I ask
simple.
you a
He needed
question?
to do more,
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
in
Ask him a question. That's why we're here.
yeah, so he needed to do a lot more. He needed to, like everyone said, bring Santos maybe on, bring Estevao on, make those subs, do a little thing. He actually kept it more simple and put a defensive player on, and he tried to shut the game down and get out of there with a result, probably because he saw his players are struggling a bit. Maybe the ones Estevao wasn't training well. Maybe Santos wasn't well. He wasn't training well either. So I think the plan was, he said after the game, to bring him on that after, but because Wes had to go off, he had to change tactics. And when he said that, I knew straight away he's going for the draw. He's not throwing the game. People are saying that means you're losing the game on purpose. No, he was trying to get a
No,
result and get out of
I
there with
mean,
a
here's
result
the thing. I
and
don't
not
think he
I
lose.
do.
don't.
I don't think he's doing that. But sometimes in the moment, one can say that because we were all angry. I thought we were going to win that game because we were a goal up for. Come on, but go ahead with what
Yeah,
you're
but
saying.
coach, even the way the game went, we still could have won that game, and draw definitely could have drawn that game pretty easily because Reece James had that sitter that he missed. That would have been 2-0. And even after that, even Atalanta's goal, the shot deflected all the way off Cucurella, went the other way. Sanchez couldn't touch it. They had a bit of luck in that goal as well. So I mean, did we get outplayed, completely outplayed? No, we didn't get completely outplayed. It was pretty even in my estimation. Uh, did Atalanta deserve to lose? No, I think they were very good as well. So a draw probably was a fair result, to be honest. But we didn't get completely outplayed and lost 5-1, and it's a disaster. No, it was pretty close in the end. It wasn't that far. There was fine margins, like I said. Either team could have scored. Either team got a little bit lucky. It was pretty fine margins in the end. But yes, the substitutions, but he'd done this before. I knew he was going to do it again because he's done it before. When we were in a position to get a point, when we were 1-0 up, he did the same. When we were losing before, he brought on positive substitutions. So he just wanted to get out of there with a result. So it's a very simple answer. This was his thinking. Get out of there with 1 point. It wasn't bad. It wouldn't have been a bad point considering how the players were going, and for what he's been seeing with the players at training during the week, he probably thought, let's shut it up shop, let's get the result,
And
and still leaves us in
and
a
Dante,
very
in
strong
all
position,
honesty,
and we go back home.
when we did the lineup prediction exercise, we talked about how exhausted Kukurea looked in the last game, even decision making and everything. How
This is
many
the
games in a
mistakes.
row?
Yes, he should not be playing.
He
Yes,
should
he
not
should
be
not be playing.
playing. And even Enzo Fernandez, we
Even
agreed,
Enzo,
should not be playing. Start
even
Santos and
Neto.
start Enzo Fernandez against Everton. He has more Premier League experience, but give him a rest.
Now that's what
Esteban
I didn't
William,
understand. This is where the mistakes come in. I think these are
exactly. That's
mistakes, but
from the selection itself. There was a lot of mistakes. I think we could have played a lot better. Do I think they mopped their stadium carpet with us? I'd say no. But we could have played a lot better had he paid attention to the fact. I think he knows, but I'm not sure what was going on through his head. Kukurea shouldn't have started. Enzo Fernandez shouldn't have started, in my opinion.
neither
Josh
Neto.
Archibald came on. We suspect Josh Archibald was going to come on because he well rested and everything, and he gave a good account of himself on the day. We talked about how it's important to bring in Magui. Just balance it out. Rotation, I agree, but balance it
And
out. Do not run the ball until all the tires fall off. The situation will get worse. It just seems as if
coach,
even as we're
Yeah, and that's where
rotating,
the
we're
criticism
still
is.
making it worse.
Why those specifics? I mean, it is what it is now. We'll have to see next game, but that was the decisions I think he got wrong. But again, it's in hindsight. We don't know what happens in training. We don't know what happened during the week. We just don't know why that is. The Marco Corella, that they probably said, I want to play 100%. I'm good. There's nothing wrong. I want to play. Sometimes those senior players, you trust them, and you trust them if they say
But
that.
Dante, even us the fans, we saw it, we talked about it. He as a
Of
manager,
course,
you understand sports science very well. You were one of those that were preaching,
hundred percent,
how
they would have had a
close.
word to him about it. But
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you.
just one second.
That's what
You
I'm
were the one
saying.
that were preaching how close we are to multiple of our plenty of our players getting injured. How I don't care what the player tells you. We've been there before. We've seen Cole Palmer be on the pitch, and we concluded that probably he convinced the manager he's ready to play. But the doctor should be the one, and science should be the one to dictate mentally who you should not. You can say
Yeah,
having
but
the
they would
picture
have
no
passed
risk,
the coach.
having
They
them
still
get
would have
injured
passed
and be
them.
out for a while. Go ahead.
They still would have passed them that they're able to play, because otherwise they would not be able to. So they still got they might have had concerns, but they still passed them to play. So there's a structure that you have to go through for the physio, and if you get passed to play, you get passed to play. So he would have got passed to play, but I'm pretty sure, and that's what happened. Cucurella said, "I really want to play. I want to play." He would have asked Cucurella probably ends on these, and they still want to. They wanted to play. They said they're fine. So when you've got those players, and the problem is not trusting Hato, maybe not being ready. He's probably not ready. I don't know what's happening with him. He's probably just
I
not
think
ready.
probably it's trust because everything we haven't seen him since the Karabakh
Well,
game,
it means he's not training well, and it means he's not doing well
or
behind the
maybe he
scenes.
hasn't
That's what it
recovered
means.
from that performance. Maybe
Yeah. So that's what it means,
Yeah,
because otherwise he would be playing. So
Or maybe it could be a case like Josh at Chimpong. We were discussing
possibly,
same things that he must be training poorly or something, and
yeah,
when he played,
possibly.
he's balling out. Similarly, could be a case for Hato as well. Maybe it's only Maresca who
exactly.
thinks that.
Yeah. So, I mean, Esteval, we know we had really bad games, two bad games, really bad games. So maybe just didn't want.
None of them in Europe.
Yeah. But I'm just saying,
and
being away, he just didn't want to, bring him on maybe. But like I said, he wanted to get the draw. It is what it is. And with the substitute thing, I think he had a substitute left. I think he just made a mistake there, an honest mistake. He probably just didn't think right.
Yeah,
He was probably angry after the game and didn't say it right. Maybe even forgot he had the substitution. You never know.
but my biggest issue, right? Jamie Gittings was poor last night, right? And Neto was the one who at least is trying to do something. Petro Neto, and
But
he
Gittins had a
subbed
few
Petro
moments
Neto.
ago as well. He got past a few times on the right and on the left, because then he went to the right and he got a few past, and he actually created a couple of the
So
two good
who was the
chances.
better one, Neto and Gittings? Who was the
He
better
was
in terms of attacking?
much better than Gittins.
They were
And Gittings
I'd
played
leave
somewhat
80
them
equal,
on
minutes.
the
to be
beach.
honest.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
weren't
A
too
lot of
equal.
stuff went wrong yesterday for
Look,
Maresca, in my opinion. And to start with, starting Kukurea, I don't know. You have to until I hear the reason why Yoro Hato didn't start that game. Then I'd say, yeah, it was the correct decision to start Kukurea. And Kukurea, did he actually operate as a traditional fullback? So there are lots of
Yeah, he
questions.
played.
I still love Maresca. I support him 150%. But dang it, that was, you could say a lot of stuff was wrong yesterday. What
It
Enzo
was.
Fernandez looked like
So
he needs to go on vacation actually and not play football for days, and he still give him a chance. You could say the same for Kukurea. He's mentally tired. And the reason,
yeah,
one thing that annoys me is when I talked about Kukurea being tired, my friend on X in Kalito, Ryan aka Kalito, said he's earning 200,000 K a week, and I asked him 200,000 K a week. So he does, again, something I don't want to use the word because he could lead to the video being demonetized. He
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
have lungs, or
nonsense.
does he have two lungs, or he's not human?
That's nonsense.
Yeah.
and,
That's
and then
nonsense.
and then and again, right on X, someone posted a Thomas Tuchel post, and I said the same thing about Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel was not a saint. He did his mistakes as well. Rhys
Exactly. Every
James,
manager is
Ben
like that.
Chilwell, Rhys James, Mason Mount, they were overplayed. That's the
Yeah,
issue. We are experiencing the same issue with Cocorella at the moment, and Enzo. He, Santos had to replace Enzo yesterday.
yeah, we can hear you,
We
Bobby.
can welcome back.
Mute me.
Who muted you, Bobby?
You're the main man, aren't you? I'm
Looks
sorry,
like
I keep cutting in because I'm driving and I don't want to get cut off.
no, I totally
Coach,
understand. We totally
you are
understand.
misquoting me.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no.
say anything about anybody being
No, that's what
sacked.
I'm saying. I'm just referencing another situation. I didn't say you said
I,
that. Go
I
listen to
said
it again.
pressure.
No, no, no.
Pressure is
I
different.
understand. I heard you clearly. I understand. You said pressure, but it led to me referencing what happened, something
Yeah,
similar.
but that's now a historic event. This is a different situation, and I can assure you, if that guy does what he does again, people will be after his head. That is how the Chelsea fan base works. And I wouldn't blame them because he's actually throwing games. with his stupidity. It's a difference when you're beaten after battling and okay, the other team got it right, maybe even outsmarted you. But he's throwing games. He's not utilizing players that he should. And the Hato issue, I'm interested in that conversation. Sorry, I was in and out because I find that absolutely unacceptable and ridiculous. Why did we buy him? It's December. He's not doing anything. So what's the point? Sorry to
So
cut in,
who you
Tobago.
blaming for Heto's
Well,
case?
if Hato was not good enough, then it's down to the
No, I don't think it's
sporting
a matter of his.
directors.
Okay, go ahead.
It's down to the sporting directors and Maresca perhaps, or even accepting him. If he is good enough, then it's down to Maresca. But there's no point having a player that's meant to be giving your main player respite and he's not doing it. It's ridiculous. If Cucurella gets injured now, it will be down to Maresca for sure. He's
And
playing game.
Mhm.
Yesterday, you could see he was exhausted and nobody came on for him because nobody could come on. Well, Hato was on the bench. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of mismanagement of players and mismanagement of games.
So you
Sorry, I've
could
shut up
argue
now.
it's down to lack of trust. And we've been there when
We
we had
don't know the
cases where we
details.
had Josh Achepong on the bench and Tosin is on the pitch thinking up things and he didn't bring him on.
But
And the next game, Tosin starts again. So we've been there. So I just wanted to know. I thought maybe you could say, having to go at the player for not being good enough. Heto, I'd still say to tomorrow is good enough. Heto is actually, in my opinion, more technically gifted than Kukurea. Kukurea has experience.
Then it's the coach's fault.
We'll see.
yes,
There's got to be accountability as to why we can't give Cucurella a rest.
He would be
That g-
playing if he was ready to play. He's not doing something right in training. The tactics,
come
something is
on,
not
Dante,
right.
that's just
Hence, he's
assumption.
not playing. It's pretty simple and obvious.
I mean,
That's
all
an
we
easy
do
way
here
out.
is assume because none
I
of
don't
us
think it's
works for the club,
obvious.
or maybe
Yeah.
Of course, it's
none
obvious.
of
He
us
hasn't
can
played at
say
all, Bobby.
attends the training every day.
No, I
But
think that's an easy assumption. I think you told similar thing for Joss as well, while Maresca came out and admitted that it was his mistake to not trust Joss
so
enough. There was
exactly,
nothing
so
related
that
to
here's
training
where that
problems.
In that game only.
No, he has been doing this for a while. He's
No, no,
making
no, no. That
benches.
was specific to that game for not bringing
Joss
him
has
on
been
in
making
that
benches,
game.
Dante, and he
okay.
has
Let's
not been
assume
used.
Dante. Let's assume it was specific to that particular game. We didn't, but yeah, he's been ready all the while. He was ready to have started in that game, but the manager chose not to start him and went for Tosin instead. So that's still a
My
It
factor
doesn't
my
to pay
matter, coach.
attention to.
Even Josh, I know people love Josh Apple. His fault yesterday. The goal was his fault.
Yeah,
No, it
I'm
was
not
not.
saying he's perfect, but there's a
I'm
lot
just
he did
saying he still
more.
makes mistakes,
I'd
but
rather him.
he's not
I'd rather
ready
him
yet.
be on the pitch and make mistakes than a 27-year-old that still makes a mistake that primary school kids would make.
Yeah, coach, I know, but Tosin was very good before. We know before he got
I
injured, he was
know
very
that,
good.
but now
He was
he's
very
not
good.
that good again. Something is
Yeah,
wrong.
so he hasn't been good now. It is what it is. Players go through these dips. Managers go through these dips. The whole team goes through these dips. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. It's only been a week since we've lost these 3 games because they've been in a week basically. So
No.
if this
Dante, we can say
continues,
it's not.
on and
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
for a month or 2 months, and even though it did happen last season for a month and a half, and we still got out of it and we're still fine. Well, I mean, it's just a bit too early. People going crazy after 1 week.
I actually want us to. Sorry, coach. I actually will agree with Bobby here. I think we needs to stop giving the justification that since it happened last year, it can happen again,
No,
and we'll be
I'm not
fine.
justifying
It
anything.
happens to
Listen,
every team, every Jay.
do you want me
It's
to
happened
repeat
to
what I
Man
No,
said,
City.
I don't
Jay?
think that's progress actually. I think
No.
we are a
Here's the
young
thing.
team, and I think
Here's
there
what I
needs
want to
to be
say.
significant progress in this in
I
this
I
in this
agree with
journey.
Jay. This extrapolating what happened last season or the season before
In
and
what manner?
assuming
In
that's
what manner did I
exactly
do
what's
that,
going to
Bobby?
happen again is
No. In what
nonsense.
manner did I do that?
No, I'm just talking of the current conversation. You can't say, oh, last
Of course,
season
it's
we
going to
did
happen
this and
again,
we
Bobby.
just
What do you
managed
mean
to
it's
get
going to
out of
happen?
it. This is
It happens
different
for
this
every team,
season. It
every
may
year.
not happen that way.
Do you guys want us to go unbeaten
Hold
all
on,
year
hold
or
on.
something? Do you
What?
think
Go ahead,
we're at
Bobby.
that
What did you
stage where
say?
we're going to go unbeaten all year or something? I don't
I
understand.
said you cannot extrapolate and keep repeating the same mistakes of previous seasons and expect the same outcome because you managed to get out of it last season.
And when
That's
I
that's that's
referenced
that's
that, what did
that's
I say? I said,
total inefficiency.
Every team goes through it, Bobby.
so
Should know
Bobby, you
this.
think we're regressing?
I think in some areas we have regressed. I've mentioned it time and time.
Can
I think
can I
our
answer that,
wingers
coach?
are a backward step. We're going back to development when we've actually
Yeah.
gone through the pain of that for 2 seasons. That is definitely a regression. And his lack of being able to game manage away games when people have rolled their sleeves up and invited you to the fight is another regression, and it could cost him. I'm telling you, we can't say, oh, we did this last season and we managed to get out of it. It's a different gravy this season. You may not manage to get out of it. Everybody else is on a different trajectory, and
That
you
is to be
can't keep
determined.
rolling the
So
dice.
Bobby, you don't think he's the man for the job?
That is
No.
an extreme.
No,
I'm
it's not. No, no, no,
saying
Yeah.
no, no. If
he
we're
can he
regressing,
can
why
look,
keep him? Because
everybody can improve. Everybody, he said that himself. If you find you keep making one mistake, change. It's that simple. I don't really know how else to say it. It's like he showed he
Well,
could change against
hold on,
PSG
hold on,
in the
hold on,
World
hold
Club
on,
Cup.
Tabeho. Go ahead, Bobby.
You know, he showed he could change against PSG in the World Club Cup, where he's told them, okay, these guys are high pressing you, play it long. So why can't he change now? You're away. Stop all
Okay,
this
okay, Bobby.
playing tippy tappy.
You speak as if there's a pattern to the mistakes he made yesterday. If there are, can you
Yes,
please
there is.
educate us? Let's hear you.
Yes, there is.
Okay,
Yes, there
yesterday's
is.
game and which other game?
And Leeds,
Leeds United.
and to some extent, Bournemouth. He
What
does the
mistakes?
same
What did he
things.
make on that Leeds United game? What mistakes did?
Leeds, wrong player selection, poor
Yeah.
tactics, inability to get the players up for the fight. And he's repeated that against Bournemouth,
When
and
you
he
say
Bobby,
get the
repeated that
players up to the fight,
yesterday.
what exactly do you mean?
Bobby,
Hold on, hold
let
on,
me
hold
read.
on, Jay. I'll come to you. When you say
Yeah.
get the players up to the fight, what do you mean exactly, Bobby?
When you don't have your number nine, you're fighting number nine. When you don't have enough respite for players like Cucurella that are
Now
exhausted,
you're crossing the
when
line because you're trying to tell him how to approach the game. You're not talking about his mistakes. Now you're talking about how you'd want him to approach the game. That's the
coach,
issue
that
here.
is a mistake. Do you not
What was that?
understand?
What
You
game?
know,
What
I,
game?
I don't
Which of the
argue
games are you
for
talking about right
argument's
now,
sake.
Bobby? Which of the
You
games
know,
are we
I,
talking
I,
about?
I don't argue just to be proved right or wrong. You
No,
know,
no,
it's
we're
a
having a
waste of
conversation.
breath.
Which of the games are we talking about right now?
Coach, he has been repeating it, and he's repeated it last
In how
night.
many games?
What are you
Can
talking about? Is the ones
Bobby,
he's done it not enough for you? You want him to do it the whole
No,
season?
Bobby, listen. Did I say Maresca is perfect? I haven't said that.
This is just arguing. I'm not into
I
that.
haven't said that. We lost against Sunderland, and I was one of the first to say, yeah, we deserved to lose.
Coach, if you want flowers for being right or wrong, you're talking to the wrong guy. I'm analyzing the game, analyzing the
You
coach's
haven't analyzed
performance,
anything, Bobby.
and looking
You're
at
just giving
how.
me surface level explanation, and I'm
Oh
asking.
God,
You spoke as if you've observed pattern, and I want to see that pattern. We're here
Coach,
to
I've
educate the
told you the
listeners. I'm
pattern.
not saying
If
you're
you
Bobby,
don't
wrong.
want
let
to
me.
I'm not
accept it,
saying
it's
I'm
up to
right.
you. I
But
have
at some
told
point,
you the
here's the thing,
pattern.
Bobby. Here's what I observed
Three
from your
games in a
comment.
row is a pattern.
Bobby, here's where I observed what I observed from your comment. You
What?
want him to play a certain way. You're not
He
even
has
talking.
to play
You
a
didn't even
certain way.
discuss his mistakes. At some point, you got to talking about how he should be using number nines, and that's not his approach. If you know him, number nines
Coach,
that play in a traditional way. That's not his approach.
And has
That's
has
my
his
coach,
point. I'm
approach
not
been
saying you're
successful,
wrong.
Bobby?
You have your
yeah.
opinion, and I'm
Whether
entitled to mine.
whether
That's not
it's
it.
his approach or not, life happens where sometimes you have to change
You
in
see,
order
that's
to get
coming
a
back to
better
how you're
outcome.
coming back to how you
Yeah,
wanted
but
to
that's a
approach
you
the game.
problem,
You're
Bobby.
not
That's
even
a you
talking about
problem,
his
not this one.
mistakes. That's my point. I'm not saying this is not a case of yes, you were right or you were wrong. No, this is a case of tell us, educators. I look,
Coach,
as I've said, I'll be the first to say he's not perfect, and I can mention a few times. And I just wanted to see the patterns you've observed that have led to you saying it's not the first time he's made it multiple times. Fine. The Sunderland's game, Sunderland game, we were poor, and I said we deserved to lose. And I had a debate with Dante, and I said even the manager admitted we deserved to lose. There are other games that I look at and I say, yeah, that particular game we did deserve to lose. Leeds
No, he
United,
didn't
we
say we deserve
deserved to
to lose,
lose.
coach. No,
Then the question is, why did we lose in the first place? But again, my issue is that you're trying to tell him how to play the game. You're not discussing the mistakes. Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'll try to kind of defend Bobby's argument. Look, I think there has been pattern. The problem, my argument, my criticism comes because I've seen a pattern in these three matches. First, the target for these three matches, due to the schedule, we can all agree was maybe we have to try to win these games, and we have to rotate the players and maybe rest our main players. And I think he has failed in all these three merits. We have lost the games, the rotation has been poor, and our main players have not been rested. Example being Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella. So he
100,
hasn't really.
100%.
We all agree on
So
that, don't we?
yeah, and my second argument is the merit of selection, right? Tosin was selected for the Leeds game, while Joss was the more, deserving on the merit, which he agreed after one or two games. Similarly, Estevao started against the Leeds and Bournemouth game, which we clearly saw that he was struggling against the solid defenders. They were hugging him and really limiting him to the touchline. While the Atlanta game we saw in the first half, it was quite open. There was space for the wingers to come in and create some attacks. It was literally on the plate for Estevao to come and do something.
And if
He
he
did
didn't play
not.
him in those games, people will be complaining, why hasn't he played Estevao in those games?
In which game? He struggles against Leeds. There was no need for him to
Against
play
Leeds and
against
Bournemouth, you
Bournemouth.
said he shouldn't be playing or that he struggled. Okay, he took him off at halftime both games. But what if he didn't start
Well,
those
he
two
has been
games?
performing in the
What would
Champions
everyone be
League. There was
saying?
no
Well, I
need for
think
Estevao to
Dante
be
is coming
benched
in
or
from
not
another
given minutes against
perspective.
Atlanta.
Listen, Dante is coming in from another perspective. He's saying if he didn't get to play in those games you mentioned he played, people will be asking why isn't he starting. That's a different argument altogether. But Jay, go ahead with what you were saying. And if you paid
Yeah,
attention, if you take a step back and look at everything you said so far, those are the things we all agree on. We agree that
yeah,
Estevao should start. We during the previous show, we agreed that Estevao should start against Atalanta. We agreed that Enzo Fernandez
exactly.
should start. That he's looked tired. Talked about how he had to actually, you can say, excuse
And
himself from
Cucurella, yeah.
international assignment for Argentina. We talked about how tired Cucurella looked. That Hertha should get a chance. We agree on those things. So I'm just trying to
Yeah,
pinpoint the issue I have with Bobby is trying to tell the manager how to play the game and not even discuss the issue we're discussing now. I have nothing against him, and we're here to have a conversation, not a fight. But
that's why
I just
that's why I
clarified
said
to him. He's not mentioning the
yeah.
patterns I want to hear from him. He's just telling me how he wants Bobby to start number
No, I
nine.
understand.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
I
So
un-
that's
Yeah,
my point. Go ahead.
I understand your point, and that's why I said I could maybe, defend his argument a little better. Again, the Hato argument as well. What is the merit of him being not played? The
We want
Korobal
to
match,
know.
I think he was poor. We all agree that he was poor. Other than that, there hasn't been any sample size to say that that guy has been poor. Tosin has been poor multiple games and yet been given opportunities. Then why not Hato? What is the reasoning behind him not played?
Obviously, it's obvious. I mean, it's pretty obvious. He's not ready. He's not good enough. Not ready. Probably not ready.
What
Good
are
enough
these? But what are these elements? How are you quantifying that he's not ready and he has been poor?
because he hasn't been playing at all, Jay. That's why.
He played the Liverpool game and he was one of the best player.
That's a long time ago.
Who are we talking
okay.
about now?
We've had a lot of
We are
games
talking
since
about
then. He
Hato.
hasn't featured at all.
Oh, did he actually play against Liverpool?
Yeah,
No,
when Badiashile, I think, got injured and it was a backline of Reece James, Joss and Hato.
I don't think he played.
Yeah,
Unless he came
Did
on
he
right at
play
the
the
end.
full
he
90
played.
minutes?
He didn't
Not
play.
full. He played. He played. He substituted Barishile.
Yeah,
Yeah, at the
listen,
end when he got injured. Yeah.
we all, even before the Karabakh game, I think a lot of people, knew that he was a good player. He had a bad game, and that's it. And I was thinking maybe his comeback would start with the cup game, but given how tired Kukurea has looked, I expected Hato to start. We even had him in the lineup we selected. So, but here's
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Irrespective of what Dante believes is the case, or what Jay believes is the case, or what I believe is the case, We don't know. But
But
journalists these
there is a
days, they
reason,
don't
obviously.
ask questions
Yeah.
that would lead to fans getting important answers, such as why Hato hasn't, you can say, coming to give Kukurea so that the manager can rest Kukurea. They're done. They're
I
always
mean,
busy
coach,
asking agenda driven questions. But go
can
ahead.
we agree that if Hato has done the right things in training, is fit, and can do the Cucurella needs what he needs to do, he would be playing.
I mean,
No, I can't agree
it's
to
a
that. I think
sensible
that's a very
argument.
vague argument.
It's a
I
sensible
think that's
argument.
What
a
do you
It's
mean?
that
He's
the
done it with
manager
all the other
doesn't trust him.
players. Of course, it's
I think
what do you
it's
mean?
a
He's
vague argument
rotated
to
every
suggest
other
that he
single
has
player.
been Dante. It has been. It is a vague argument to say that because we don't know how he's
We
training. You
don't
are
know.
just
More
assuming that
importantly,
he has
No, but
been
is he
poor.
fit, Jay? Is he fit and available for selection? Has he been
but
for the last
wasn't he
8
on the
weeks?
bench?
Hato has been on
Exactly.
bench.
Yeah, he's been on the
Exactly.
bench. That's
He's
the point, Dante.
available.
If he's been on the
He's not
bench, which
playing.
means he could play a part.
He's training. That means he's training. He's been fit, and for nearly 7
Yes.
weeks, he hasn't played a single game where we could have rotated and he could have played. Why is he not playing when Maresca has changed other positions around the players that are pretty much the sort of similar, if not, something is not right behind the scenes. He's not doing something right to get that call. We don't know what that could. That
Did
could be a number of things, but I can tell you, he
And
would
by
did
have
the way,
used him
yeah, go ahead.
if he would
did
trust him to play in that position. But something is not right. So obviously that's what's happening because
Do
he's
you
not
agree,
he's
Dante,
not,
that something is not right could be just Maresca not trusting him, irrespective of how hard he's trained?
and that comes down, coach, to him following instructions. It comes down to what he's doing on the field.
Do you
We
also
don't know what he's
agree
doing on
it
the
could
field.
be
We
the
don't know what
fact
he's
that
doing in
maybe
training.
Maresca
maybe we
feels
don't have
like
the
Could
luxury.
be a lot of
Cucurella is
things, but I'm
literally
just
dying
saying
out there. We
he
don't
would have
have the
used him.
luxury.
He's used everyone else in the squad, Jay, except him, basically, in the last 7 weeks.
we don't know? But here's the thing: my anger right now is that journalists, they don't ask a question that will help the fans. You can say get the answer to the question they've been asking. Look,
Okay.
they're busy asking agenda-driven questions. Like,
Yeah,
what
of
was the
course.
question the other day? The other one was
There's some
if you'd like to get a chance to coach Barca someday. The other one, what's the other one? The other question, you know,
Medler ask him about Sterling. Like
yeah, about
really?
Raheem Sterling. Such questions, they don't ask questions and important questions such as, okay, if Kukurea has looked
Not
this
important
tired, why
questions,
not
yeah.
give her to a
Yeah.
chance? That way we get a definite answer.
We
Than
need
to
more
sit here and be, you can say,
technical
going at each
questions.
other and
Not
suggesting what we believe is the issue or not.
Yeah, it'll be nice if we got some more technical questions, tactical questions. That would be amazing. Yes.
Logically, I will question Maresca because we have seen similar instance of Josh at Champong, which Dante is giving the similar argument for Hato. I think he was giving the same for Josh as well, and he proved. I don't know
Yeah.
why you're saying that he was the reason that we considered the goal. I think the whole defense was sleeping at that instance, and I think Josh was the best defender on the pitch
Yeah,
for
but Josh
Chelsea
played in that
last
time,
night.
Jay. He played in between that time, and he played the last 2 games.
He did not play. He did not
What do you
play.
mean he
After
didn't
the
play? He came
Qarabag
on
match, he
last
did
week,
not play
played
where he
today,
could have
and
played.
he had another substitute appearance in
All
between
right.
then. I played 1 game in between then as well.
All right, Temeho,
Look, the
where do you want to
merit.
come in so we can give those in the chat the microphone and come back, continue the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. Bobby mentioned something that I've been talking about since the at the end of the transfer window. If you will be honest, right? From as much as Jackson, we don't like him anymore, right? Do you think we made an improvement from Nicholas Jackson? Liam Delap, is it an upgrade from Jackson, right? It's not an upgrade. On the left winger,
To be determined.
If you're going by record alone at this point,
no, no,
I
no,
don't think it
not the
makes sense.
record,
Listen,
not the record,
no,
not the
I just want
record.
to you asked the
I think
question, right? You asked the
Okay,
question.
go ahead.
Okay, now, if you're going by Jackson's record, at the moment, I don't think it'd be correct to say he's an upgrade. But if you're going by what we know and what the fans were pushing the club to get, the lap shoots instinctively. The lap, you could say, if you get the chances that Nicholas Jackson had to work with, I think he'd finish with a lot more goals than Nicholas Jackson. But it's too early. The comparison is at the moment for me.
No, I'm not comparing them. My biggest issue
Yeah,
is that
I'd say it wouldn't make sense to say he's an upgrade in Nicholas Jackson. It wouldn't
no,
actually.
no, no.
It was a different
No, in
profile.
terms of
Can I finish? Can I finish? You
no,
asked me a question. It wouldn't make sense to
but I'm
say
not
he's.
done. But
It
I'm not
wouldn't make
done,
sense.
Conchila.
I'm coming. Just 1 second. It wouldn't make sense that to say that to argue that he's an upgrade to Nicholas Jackson and vice versa because there are factors in play right now. He hasn't played any again as many games, not even close to, not even a
Yeah,
quarter
there's
of the
context
number of games
behind that.
Nicholas
Yeah.
Jackson played for Chelsea. So there is not enough sample size to compare both until he plays measures the number of games that Nicholas Jackson plays for Chelsea. Then we can look at it and say, yeah, he's an upgrade. But off the
I
bat,
mean,
a
you
lot
can
of people will
compare.
say he's an upgrade or he isn't
No,
now just because based on their preference between the two players, or maybe they don't just like Jackson.
They both played in the Premier
okay,
League
let
last
me.
season. You can compare the goals and that.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
see who
pretty
was more
similar.
I'm
efficient
not
in front of
comparing
goal.
goals.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing
I
goals. I
think
won't compare. Okay, Jay, wait. Okay, let me just say this right from the squad. Let me just make it simple. From the squad that we had last season to this season squad, do you think we actually made improvements or we
I
downgraded?
think we did. Who did we
Yes.
lose? It depends on who you are. Who did we lose?
Uh,
Nicholas Jackson and Nani
uh,
Madwiki. I think we did.
Of course we did.
I think we did. And
on,
that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree. You can tell me why you think we did. It's only a matter of time. Players need time to adapt. The only thing, the difference is that, yeah, the newcomers have to adapt. And the reason I'm not too focused focused on figuring out whether we upgraded or not, but I definitely do think we upgraded in some areas. Is because
no, I disagree.
hold on, let me finish. You have every right to disagree. Here's the thing. What part did Nicholas Jackson and Nani Madueke play in us winning the Club World Cup?
0.
I just use that as an example. How many goals did Nani Madueke score in the Club World Cup? How many goals did Nicholas Jackson score in the Club World Cup?
yeah,
0.
That's a factor to pay attention to. So
yeah.
there are
Chabigo,
reasons,
the
there are things when you take a step back and look at
But
them, you'd realize all we need is just time. And remember, also, it's important to look at the games we've lost and why we lost some of them. Some of them, Maresca made mistakes that I believed he shouldn't have made. But it's actually not all doom and gloom like a lot of people are making it out to be. I want us to be doing much better. I listen. The reason why I'm pained, but not overly pained like a lot of people, I expected it to be things to be not to be that smooth throughout the season because we have a very young squad, and with a very young squad, consistency is a certainty.
And we still had some players to integrate. We integrated.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and injuries haven't helped. So, but I'm
so
not
are we
making this.
develop
Yeah,
FC
go
now?
ahead. Go ahead with what you were saying.
In terms of the left hand side or the right hand side, Estevan, Neto, I think we are fine that side. On
Hmm.
the left hand side, Garnacho and Gittings, for me, those two that they're still raw. So
How many
did we
games?
upgrade?
How many games?
No, it's not about games.
No, no. I'm
Ganacho's
asking. How many
he's
assists
played in
does
the Premier
Gittins have
League.
right now?
Say again.
How many assists does he have for Chelsea and goals?
Oh, so you think about assist, one
No, no, no.
assist
I'm coming. I'm
and two
coming.
goals,
Just help me. How many assists?
2 goals, one assist.
Is it one assist?
5 assists for
Yeah.
Five
Gittins.
assists in total.
No,
5 assists
Garnacho.
and 1 goal. Yeah, for
No,
Gittins.
I'm not talking about Garnacho, but let's start with Gittins. Let's stick with one. We lost one winger, right? Now go check from now. How long has he been at Chelsea? Go check Nani Maduke's
He only had the
time
whole
at
season.
No,
Chelsea.
no, I'm not.
How many goals and
I said
assists
I'm
he
not talking
had
about
within the
Noni.
same time frame? It's important. It's the same
Coachella.
thing.
I said on the left hand side, not on the right hand side. Estevan for me is the perfect one for Neni Madueke. I don't care about Noni.
You
On the
said
left
on
hand
what hand
side,
side? You said what? Left hand side?
yes, in
On
terms of
what side does Gittins
Garnacho and
play?
Gittins,
Left.
yeah,
Neto
they're
was
playing on the
playing
left
left.
hand side.
Let's not forget
Yeah,
mostly. Yeah.
even Ganacho has created a few good chances for us that we didn't put away.
Nah.
And he looked again when he came on
I
last night. He looked very good again.
I don't pay attention to eye test alone. I bring numbers to the
Yeah.
table, then
Now,
let it complement
but Garnacho,
what I've seen with my eyes, and then conclude. I don't think Ganacho has been a bad player for Chelsea. I don't think so. We've had issues for other reasons, not necessarily because we have them.
No,
No, go
No,
Garnacho.
ahead, Tabeho.
Garnacho's
Go
done
ahead.
okay. Gittins has struggled a little bit, obviously, but even
Yeah,
though he struggled a little bit, he's
but
still putting the numbers up.
5 assists.
I think for me, I think we had same preference as last season. We didn't upgrade. We just brought similar players. That's the issue I'm having at the moment.
I don't think. I think, bro. I think you're definitely not happy.
No, 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 no. Even even
Insane,
even Liam Gillep, man.
man.
Liam Gillep just need.
It's not that serious, Tobago. It's not doom gloom. It can change around very quickly. We did buy a centre back.
I think I think we are Tobago. I think we are derailing from the match review argument. I think this is more on the sporting
Good point, Jay.
director's
Good
planning.
point.
Yeah, stick to the match, Tobago. Stop going to the sporting directors. We know you love them. Okay, so your argument is that the players are not good enough that we brought in, and our squad is much worse than last season. So let me break this down for you. Do you rate Andre Santos? Okay, so we've added him. Dario Sugo, we added him. Do you rate him? Okay, but you say we're talking about the
You
squad.
said the overall squad. You said within.
Did you think Gerald Hato was a good signing as a left back to cover for Cucurella? Okay, so there you go. We've upgraded there as well. I mean, do you think João Pedro was a good signing? Was João Pedro a good signing? Okay, João Pedro is a good signing. So we upgraded the forward line there as well. Esteval, you said already, star. No, 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 no. Yeah, but he's a much better player. He's basically helped us win the Club World Cup. He probably was one of the main, him and Palmer. So, but I'm just saying, I just named there 5 random. You said, so that's already 5 players that we've improved the squad. Well, we bought one, yes, we did buy one, but
Here's
he's
the thing.
gone
In
back
all
on loan.
honesty, we fans think. We fans.
We bought Sa.
Tabeho, can I say this quickly? Tabeho, can I say this?
We bought him.
I
You
mean,
asked if we bought a player. We did buy, but he came. He didn't
I
work
don't
out.
think. Yes.
He went on loan.
Can I say something? Here's the thing. I don't think signing Sa counts for Tabeho because he's not at Chelsea right now. And I don't think it makes sense. I don't think it's okay to actually count him as him improving our squad.
Yeah, but
because
that was.
he's
I
not at
think the
Chelsea.
plan was to add him, coach. But I think he obviously came. He trained. He went to the Club World Cup, and he didn't work out for some reason. They saw something different. They wanted his development maybe to play, and he went back. But we did sign him though. We signed a centre back. They said they're going to sign a centre back, and that was the centre back we signed. But for some reason, obviously, he wanted to go back, or we don't know why exactly. So we did sign a centre back. It's technically we signed the centre back, and we added him to the team because he went to the Club World Cup, but he didn't stay after when the preseason finished. He didn't stay, so he went back on loan.
All right. Go ahead, Jay. We're gonna say something.
No, I think we're just derailing from the match review stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, we are.
I have my issues with the squad planning and the sporting directors, but I think that's a different matter. Right now, the
Yeah.
major
Let's talk
issue is
about the
the.
game. What part of the game do you want to talk about?
I think I have already discussed the initial point about the merit of selection of the players in the match. I think we can agree to disagree. I think I made my points fairly. Dante, I don't think he's agreeing with that. But let's move on to the in-game management about yesterday's game. The substitution. I think that was a much, much, much bigger problem. What we saw.
Okay. Go ahead. Well, listen.
Well, my initial point is the score was 1-1, right? The match was at the critical stage. They scored the goal, and we were looking to gain the winner, and then the substitutions came. What the scoreline and what the target of the match was, and what the substitutions came, I think they were not matching at all. And we could see where the result could go with the type of substitutions that were made, and it exactly went and we lost the match. So that was a concern for me. I could see that we are going to lose the match because of some of the substitutions that I was seeing. And the match ended like that. So why does Maresca do that? If we as a fan can predict and see things, then why was he doing that? Some of the things was astronomical. I can't believe it. Why was there four fullbacks on the pitch in the midfield? We got three right backs playing at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
interesting situation. Tabeho, you want to add to that? Did we lose? Okay, Tabeho looks like he's gone. Dante, you want to come in
let me
there?
say,
And
yeah. Look,
yeah,
like I said earlier, Jay, it's very simple what he was doing. It's pretty obvious what he was doing. It's actually pretty clear. I'm not sure why people are so confused what he was doing.
it wasn't clear to me. I have to be honest with you. And
Enlighten
thank
me.
goodness we're on
Please
the same
enlighten me.
panel.
It wasn't clear how he's trying to hold on to the lead and get a result, coach. It's pretty clear.
That's different. You know.
What was the
Yes,
lead?
Sorry, it was 1-1, the draw. He's trying to get a result. He didn't want us to lose. And after that,
That's
they didn't really
crazy. You
create.
know,
They scored at
Dante,
the
that's
end.
crazy. Just the thought of that is crazy that we are at the, I don't know when they scored the goal, and you're saying
At
that the
the end,
coach was
84th minute or
targeting
85th
to
minute,
get a draw
something.
from that match.
Yeah, but what did you see after that? There wasn't much happening. We actually had a couple of chances. They had a chance, and then they scored right at the end. That's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to keep chances down, creation down. If we snatch one, awesome. We get the win, maybe. If not, we're not going to lose this game. That's what he wanted. He wanted solidity in the midfield so we don't lose the game.
I actually
That's what he
wouldn't
wanted.
trust that defensive line to help me get a draw, even with
Yeah,
Caicedo on the pitch.
yeah, coach.
Yeah.
He wanted a
Look,
draw. He wanted a
No,
result.
but you get my point. I wouldn't trust that defensive line to get me a draw, even with Caicedo and Lavia and Andrea Santos on the pitch.
that's crazy. Coach, how are you also agreeing that he wanted a draw in that match, and that's why he made those
I mean, it's a
substitutions?
possibility. I can't. I think. I don't read
That's
minds.
shocking. If
But
that's the possibility, then that's shocking for a Chelsea
Why is
manager.
it shocking?
We were leading the match, right? They scored a game. We need to make substitutions so that we can get our lead back and win the game because we were in the first half dominating them.
Okay,
So at what point did he discover that the draw could be the best result? Because what you're telling me that what happened after
our
that,
players were
uh,
struggling, and he saw that the players are not up to it. Probably he knows from training
not as much
mentally.
as after the substitutions. I think the situation got worse after the substitutions were made, not prior to that. There was no indication in that match
Yeah,
that made
we
him
were much
that
more
forced him
defensive.
to.
Yes, we were much more defensive, and nothing much was happening. Like I told you, nothing much was happening. We went forward a couple of times. Probably should have scored one of them, but we didn't. And then they had a couple of chances, but it was pretty not much happening. And that's what he wanted. I'm telling you now, he wanted to play for the result to get a draw. He didn't think the team probably to bring those on. There's other players. He didn't think tactically. He did say he was going to bring on Santos and Estevao, but when Wes went down, he had to bring Tosin and he had to change the structure and the tactics a little bit. So he didn't bring those other two on anymore.
I
So
need to check
here's
when they
something,
scored the.
Dante.
did
I
he
want to
make a
ask.
mistake? Yeah, he
Yeah,
probably made. It's in hindsight now. It's in hindsight if he made a mistake because we don't know. If he brought those players and we still lost, what if he brought those two players on and we lost 4-1? What would
They
people be
scored
saying
in the
then?
55th minute. You're saying me that after the 55th minute that they scored, our coach planned for a draw in that match.
No, I didn't say. I said he made a substitution, a defensive substitution, and then he saw how the game's going, and he didn't make those offensive substitutions anymore. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes,
let me ask you this, Dante. Before we even talk about what we have on the screen here, with regards, you can say how well he's done during this December period. Why did Enzo Fernandez have? Why did he start that game while Andrea Santos was on the bench?
I have no idea. That's what I think that's a mistake.
One
But
of the
again, in
mistake,
hindsight,
one
we don't
of
know the details. It would be nice if they ask the
because if
question.
he mentioned that he wanted to bring him on, he had plans to bring him on, and then you say he had to change the tactics, which means he could have started, which means he was
Of course,
available for a start.
yeah, he should have. And we talked about pre-game. We wanted that exactly. Santos to play for Enzo. We wanted
We didn't want
later
ex
to play for
Enzo
Cucurella.
and Cucurella on the pitch, and I think it just doesn't. Honestly, I don't understand. I've thought about it over and over again. Why didn't Estavo start that game? Our top scorer in the Champions League.
Coach, it's a question for Maresca, and like I said, we don't know because hopefully they're going to ask at next press conference. But obviously, it's tactical and maybe form. Form, we can see form because he was very bad the last couple of games. So he maybe just didn't want to bring him in. Maybe he wasn't training well before the game. It could be a lot of things. But yes, we all agree, I think, that we should have seen these players. But I'm just saying, if it's all in hindsight because we don't know. What if he brought? Them on, and then we lose 3-1, 4-1. They score because we're attacking a bit more, and then they just score more goals, and we lose much more heavily. Well, then you're gonna still be in trouble. So I think he went for the safe option, which he's done before, which a lot of people criticized. I didn't because I knew what he was doing. We were 1-0 up at that time. He's gone for the safe option again. Is it a mistake? Yeah, we can argue that. Of course, it can be a mistake, but it's just in hindsight. That's the feeling he had. He wanted to keep it tight, defensive, not create many chances for the opposition. That's going to limit our chances as well. But I think he wanted the result and to get out of there and just get that result for whatever reason. So it is what it is. People can have a go of him up that he's throwing the game. Well, no, he's not throwing the game. He's not throwing the game. That's just
No,
ridiculous
I mean,
saying that.
yeah, I get it. I even said it's looking like he wants to get himself sacked because the
I mean,
decisions
that's
yesterday in
one
terms of
game, like just now. I mean,
I
like Bobby, there's no pattern there. I
here's my
mean,
no, I wouldn't say there's a pattern. He's made different mistakes here and there. You could say selection
yeah,
mistakes, but it has not been. I wouldn't say he's made it up to. You could say the amount of times that I say, it's too much. He
of course,
doesn't know
there's no
what he's
pattern.
doing.
Even the best coaches in the world have done this. Look at Pep Guardiola, how many mistakes he's done like this.
Here's
Heaps.
the thing.
It doesn't
I'm not
matter,
changing.
but
Here's the thing.
yeah,
One thing we can all agree: he made mistakes yesterday, and that's absolutely the truth. And
yeah, of
I'm
course.
just
Yeah,
and
we
here's
can
what
say that.
is
Yeah,
going to happen. I thought would be better off having the more experienced players, such as you could say Enzo Fernandez, be rested and get to play against Everton or something like that, and Cucurella
exactly. Yes,
rested
but
and
for
get to
some
play
reason, he
against
thought this game
Everton.
was very important. Well, Jay agreed with that because he was saying before. I remember he said this game is very important and he wants to win it. So
But
uh,
are you going to win it with tired players? This if we started players that weren't
yeah,
as
coach,
tired
but
as the
did you?
players he
I think you've
selected,
seen. I think
we'd
you've
play a
seen
lot
all of
better.
Twitter saying, "How can Maresca rotate this much? This is ridiculous. This is why we lost because he's rotated 5 players for this game." Blah 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 blah. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. So he's kept some of the best players on, even though we think they're fatigued. But I mean, if they passed by medical to play, they play, and it is what it is. That's the coach's decision to make in the end. And with the player personally, he would have talked to them, and I guarantee you they said yes, they want to play, and they're certain they're fine. So he trusts the players. Now he can learn from this and not trust them in the future. But those are your senior players. Those are your core players. Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez, Neto. Those are core players. They're your more senior players as well. So he trusts those players that they can do that. So it's a double-edged sword, really. If you did it, good. If not, then why didn't you do it? So that's what I'm trying to say. And it's not like we got played off the park, people. That's the problem. People are acting like we lost
We
5-1
shouldn't be. Against
and we got
Atlanta,
played
we
off the
shouldn't
park.
be. That's not
We
even
did
a
not get played off
possibility.
the
That
park. It was a
shouldn't be a
very close
possibility.
game.
I
Go
don't
on,
think
Jay.
that should be a possibility that we should celebrate that we were not played out of the park by a team called Atlanta who are sitting 12th in the table. I don't think that's a thing to celebrate.
Yeah, but Atalanta won. They won the UEFA Cup last season. They still got a very good
That
team. They're
doesn't
not a bad
matter,
team.
Dante. We are Chelsea. They are Atlanta. We're not playing Napoli. We're not playing Inter Milan, AC Milan. We're not
Okay,
playing the
Jay, I
top teams
understand
of.
this mentality, but this is not the mentality to have right now. We're not going to win every game. It's not
But I'm
happening,
not going to
people. You
celebrate that we
understand?
were not played out of the park by Atlanta. You were
No, we
mentioning
weren't.
it.
You think we were played out of the park?
No, and we should not be. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and we
But
were
I don't
not.
think he's celebrating it either. He's just
I'm
mentioning.
not celebrating.
I
I'm just
think
saying
his opinion is that it's not as bad as a lot of people are
it's not
making
as
it.
bad. Yeah, if
It
we
was
Um,
got
bad, coach.
completely
I'll
outplayed
argue
and
it
lost
was bad.
4-5-1
I'll
and
put some
completely outcoached.
scenarios from the match. I'll put some scenarios. The visuals saw there was Cucurella playing as 1-8. There was Malo Gusto playing as a 10, and I think Reece James as the other 8. Why in hell we are seeing such visuals? Why are the fullbacks deployed in
Reece
these
James has always been
positions?
playing in midfield. What's new about that, Jay? There's nothing new about that.
If Reece James is playing there, then there is no need for the other two fullbacks to be this much forward.
Do you understand what he was trying to do? Do you not get it?
I'll doubt
I don't
anyone
know
could
if it's so
understand
hard
what
to
was
All right,
happening
comprehend.
last night.
let's move on from that topic
He
now.
didn't want
Here's
to attack and open up. He didn't want us to attack and open and send attacking players on.
But
He
that's a
just
wrong
didn't.
mentality. Why are we not attacking?
Okay, that's in your opinion. You're not the coach. You don't know the players and the training and what the
And
you don't
he
know
has
that.
failed multiple times doing that, being
He has
defensive.
not
There
failed
has been
multiple times
instances
doing
in
that.
this season where he's gone defensive and that has backfired.
all right.
And I
Here's the
can
thing.
name you 10,
All
10,
right. Hold
15
on,
times
guys.
when he's gone
Hold on.
very offensive and we've won, or we've gone defensive and we won, like the PSG game. It's
Here's
in
the thing.
hindsight, Jay. I can bring up the
Here's
other
the thing.
side as well.
Let me ask this question, please. Look at what we have on the screen here. That's from IB mentioning Leicester City, the December theory. Dante, what do you make of it?
No, at Leicester he didn't lose in January. He lost at the end of the season. The last couple of months, he was way ahead of everyone. He at the end of they lost, like, I can't remember. Maybe Tobago remembers. It was the last month of the season or the last 2 months of the season, not in December. He didn't have with us. Yes, December and January with us last year. Correct. Yes, but not Leicester.
Now,
I
any
actually
thoughts
don't
with
care
why
what
with
happened
regards to
at
what you
Leicester.
think?
But that's a
Sorry.
completely different. Who cares
Yeah,
exactly, Jay?
I
Who
don't
cares what happened
think
to Leicester in the
we should care
championship?
what happened at Leicester. That shouldn't be any matter to us.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what's in the past is in the past. What's happening right now is the concern.
Yeah, just give me 1 second here. A few comments here that I'd like us to address. So, IB says, so wait, we recruit hard to all summer, and now he's nowhere to be seen. Y'all are beginning to see the left back pattern. First Renato Viega and Hato. Isn't that the Aunt Maresca's style of left back? Here's the thing. We signed Hato because Maresca agreed, and I'm not into the argument. Uh, I don't buy the argument theory that he's a yes man. No, he's spoken about Hato. He said he's a very good player and young. Before we signed Hato, he said yes to it. I don't see a pattern. The Renato Vegas case, we know what happened, and maybe you just want to conclude you see a pattern and just you just want to call it a theory. It's
Well,
not.
Vega definitely wasn't that type of left back. Well, Hato, he can do that obviously much more. He's a smaller
Yeah.
guy. He's not. Very different. But
Yeah, Heto is different, and Heto can actually fulfill the invert role. And as I've said before, I think he's more technically gifted than Kukurea. Kukurea is more experienced, or maybe more acquainted to the way Maresca wants his left back to play, operate, apply themselves. But that's by the way. Here, DJ is saying, "Cannot believe what I'm hearing here. This is a standard fan base. The loss was on Maresca. I don't think anybody on panel." Even if there's anybody that disagrees, I don't know where the standard 10 is coming from. And I don't understand. Here's the thing. I think the loss is on Maresca too. I think Jay thinks the loss is on Maresca too. I'm just going to stick with Dante agreed that mistakes were made in
I
terms of
don't.
selection.
Not 100%. He can't be 100% on
No,
Maresca.
I'm just saying, yeah, but you agree
There's
some
players that still got to
he
do the
has to be
job.
blamed too for,
Yeah,
for the selection at
he's
least.
got a hand in it, definitely, but it's
Yeah,
not
so
all on
my
Maresca. No.
point here is that I'm not sure where DJ is getting. He just
Did DJ say hello again, coach, or he didn't say hello again?
I don't care. Saying hello doesn't make me money. That's one thing. But I'm not. I look. I'm a big boy.
We're
Yeah,
good, yeah.
I don't care. Big up DJ and big up to you too, DJ. Thank you for joining the conversation. It's been a minute. Why am I not surprised? Surprised about what, really? And I'm sorry to say this. I respect you. I don't want to fight you, but you have a set opinion about this channel. You have a set opinion about this channel, which is why you joined the conversation and boom, concluded. Talking about standards. I don't know. And the truth remains, I'm going to say something I said on X today. Being realistic doesn't mean you don't have standards. I'm not sure where you're coming from, and I don't want to respect to you because I've known you for a long time now. It takes like this for you to take offense and run with it. I don't want to fight you. I'm not sure why you concluded that was the case. I said clearly, even on X, Maresca That one is on you. Jay said the same thing, and I phrased Dante's knowing because I understood how Dante saw it. He doesn't think everything is entirely on Maresca, and you could argue to some extent that's correct because we have tired players. But for me, I think everything is on him. For him to have selected tired players, I blame him. So I don't know. It's not okay that you have a set opinion on this about this channel. I don't want to lose my SHIT on you. I'm going to say what you don't like if I do. But I'm a big boy. I'm going to try and control myself. Let's see. A big up to you. You can be surprised all you want. You got it wrong. You're just going by your opinion of the channel. Um, let's see. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 22 likes. I do believe we can do a lot better than that. And I'm just happy nobody has taken anything personally. And I foresaw that there's a chance that that could happen, which was why I said, please, let's tone it down. It's going to be a heated debate. But I'm happy with those we have on the panel: Bobby, Jay, everybody, and Dante. Even when you can say, starts sounding like it's going to get out of hand, we're able to get it under control. Emotions are running high because we all love the club, irrespective of your opinion. He's saying, so Leeds and Bournemouth, one game. Okay. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. What else do we have? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along. We appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. Let's see what else we have here. Everton, very important game, and hopefully Cole Palmer. I think he'd probably be fully fit to start. Hopefully, I would have loved him to be a part of that Atalanta game. Just play even a few minutes to continue building his match fitness. But Maresca thought it wouldn't make sense, or the club, I'm not sure who made that decision, that it wouldn't make sense for him to travel, or maybe he felt like we can actually win the game without Copama. Another question I want to ask here is, let me start with you, Tobejo. Do you think, to a certain extent, Maresca underrated Atalanta and felt like we're definitely going to win that game? I think a sign that that may well be the case is the fact we felt like we don't need Copama. Are you there, Tobejo? We can hear you. If you're not muted, so which means you probably maybe you're
On a poor
speaking, but we
public
just can
vote.
now
Yeah.
hear you. But Jay, let me come to you. Do you think Maresca he underestimated he, he underestimated Atalanta during his presser? He did say he didn't watch them a lot, or doesn't watch them a lot. Some one of the two. I can't quite remember which he said. And we heard that the Atalanta manager at some point was in London to learn from Maresca, because those things can play into one's head, feeling like you know better than someone because yeah, you had to teach them how to do something. It's a human thing. So, do you think we underestimated them? You could argue the obvious sign that we did, or the manager did, was leaving Cole Palmer behind, irrespective of whether he's fully fit or not. But I want to hear your opinion.
No, I think it's not the case of you know taking Atlanta less lightly and underestimating them. I think it's more on his in-game management and maybe overestimating and overcomplicating things in the match, which he should do better. And I think that could have changed the result. I think he gives very much respect to opponents, and I think the Palmer thing is, look, beating Atlanta should be irrespective of the fact that we have Palmer or not. The squad is much, much better and well in the right and capable to defeat Atlanta any day without goal Palmer. So I don't think that the omission of that player actually, played a massive part. He is recovering from the injury. I think rest was required for him, and hence a trip could have been avoided.
Hmm. And I haven't asked you
Yeah,
this
can you hear me
question.
now?
I haven't
Okay.
asked. Yeah, I'm coming. Just 1 second. I'm going to ask you this question. I haven't asked you this question, Jay. Do you still think he's the man for the job?
Look, I think he has proved us the last season, and there has been instances in this season as well where he has done exceptionally well and proved many of us wrong. And he has to prove it again. I think it will. be hard to assume because the situation is quite tough right now. It's not all on him, but he as a manager got a job to do with the atmosphere and the conditions that he has been put into. I think the tired players, injury to certain individuals, and the tight schedule. That is the job of a top coach, and that we have seen in the league that there are other coaches that are doing that job very well. So if he can do it, he can prove, as you said, he has proved us wrong in the past as well. If he proves us wrong again, very, very much welcomed. I'll hold my hand, but it's looking tough. I won't. I'm not my scout, but I will be critical about him. Analyzing individual matches, I'll be very critical about him, and I'll just as I predicted the Bournemouth game, and as I said that it will be really tough Atlanta game. I see similar tougher situations in the upcoming weeks as well. So it's on him how he's going
What do you
to
think he
change the
needs to
fortunes.
do to effectively navigate those games and get good enough results?
I think in-game management is one of the key things. I think we were leading the game 1-0 against Atlanta, and we were actually dominating them in the first half for quite a major part of that game. And then the in-game management was the reason that that match slipped away. So if we get some similar situations where we are kind of dominating and we got the lead, then he needs to do better. Okay, I think the situations and everything will be tougher but if you get the opportunity, if you're leading the game, then it's on you to how you're going to manage those games. He failed against Atlanta. If he gets similar opportunities, I hope he does well because there will not be always be the chances that you are starting the game with high note and maybe leading. There will be instances where you are behind as well, and then it will be much, much tougher. So for a starter, he needs to do much better in game management and maybe trust some of the players uh, uh, by starting them.
I don't know if you heard. I still asked Gante and Tebe all these questions. I think it was what's his name, Troy Deeney also. He said
Yeah,
that the issue is the Maresca, he's too relaxed, he's not under any measure of pressure. I don't think that's the case. I think he referenced how Maresca was telling people that we're not in the title race last season, and that's just Maresca being realistic. When we didn't even know what he was telling the kids. It'd be correct to say the kids in the dressing room. Maybe he's just playing it down to reduce the pressure on the players. But realistically, we weren't.
yeah,
Mathematically, at the time, we were. But
yeah.
realistically,
Look,
given the age, you could say the experience of our squad, the fact that we hadn't achieved, even now we haven't achieved consistency at the time, winning the league was, you could say, impossible. We're more like a cup team right now than we are. But that's not to say we should excuse mistakes when he makes one. The question I want to ask you now, do you think lack of pressure is an issue? I don't think it's an issue. I think he faces pressure. He does. He's human. He knows if he doesn't perform, he'd lose the job. But your thoughts? What do you think happens if we lose the Everton game? Because it's a possibility, irrespective of what anybody thinks on paper. We've been there. How many games
yeah,
now that you can say if you look at numbers suggest we mop the stadium carpet with the opposition. But if you understand football, you know 1 plus 1 doesn't always equal to 2. Your
yeah.
thoughts, what do you think happens if we lose that game? Do you think it'd be under immense pressure, or do you think that will as some are suggesting will decide his future? I'd say absolutely not, but let's hear you.
I will agree and go with what Bobby said. I think the pressure is going to increase uh, rapidly. I think the pressure is still there, and there has been, certain sections of the fan base already asking for his head. Uh,
You
I
think the
think, but
pressure
there
will
is
be
still.
from the fans and the owners, or just the fans? I think just the fans, because I
I
don't
think it's
see
from the fans, but it will be
I cannot
stupid to
foresee
assume that
anything
the
that will
fan.
happen on the day that will be so embarrassing that the owners will say, "Yeah, you won us 2 trophies last season, and this season we've lost how many games?" And in let's say 60% of them, or at least 50% of them, we lost because we went a man down, which is not your fault. You know what? You're fired. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think the pressure will be increased from the fans as well, but it will be stupid to assume that the fan pressure means nothing. I think it does translate
No,
to
I'm not
the
saying it means.
hierarchy.
I'm not saying. I haven't said that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think it will translate. It will certainly and definitely, if it goes and continues like this, it will definitely translate to the higher ups, to the ownership as well, and it will somehow result into some actions if this continues, right? And as I mentioned, it is going to be difficult. The Everton game will be really difficult as well because they are in good form. And again, even the Cardiff match, which people think would be an opportunity to rest players, and that could be a game where we can actually, again bring back the momentum and do something. I think that will be a much harder trip as well because a lot of players will be rested, and an away trip is always going to be tough for it. And then we got Newcastle and Aston Villa. I think I don't need to speak on them two teams. They are totally the top four contenders, and they are here to stay. So it was going to be tough. I don't think that he will get sacked from the ownership. Okay, if he even manages to go through a, let's assume that he's winless in all these matches, I still think that he will not get sacked from the ownership. But expect the unexpected from the fans. It will be chaos everywhere. If you think that this is right now this is tough, then we don't know what's going to happen if we don't get result in these games, which is much tougher than what we have faced against Leeds, Bournemouth, and Atlanta.
And here's the thing. I think the fact that yeah, we come back to the Premier League and we didn't lose our last game in the Premier League. I'm not celebrating that result because it was awful performance. We could have lost. The game ended with Bournemouth with a much better XG, which complements what I test. What when I
Yeah,
you can say what one I test what one saw on the day, but I'm just happy we didn't lose that game. Had we lost that game,
I
it would have
agree.
been much
I
more
will
difficult.
I'll back you up with that, coach. I think, obviously that result hurt, especially at the time when it happened fresh. But
Mm.
afterward, we realized that not losing that game was also important
Yeah,
because
very
they
important.
created some really good chances, and it
Hmm.
was really on the cards that we could have taken an L very easily there. So I
Yep.
think that's the difference. If he's losing or if he's getting negative results like the Bournemouth result, which is a negative result for me, but at least it was managed well. We didn't really go to the extreme and took the L. But the Atlanta game, I think even if we lost that game, I think the manner could have been better. The manner was really bad. What we were seeing on the pitch was much worse than what the result shows. And hence why the reaction from fans like me and others. So I think results can be okay if it's like Bournemouth, but results cannot be okay. I know it's an L, it's a defeat against Atlanta, but the manner was horrible. The manner against Bournemouth was not that bad, despite not getting the 3 points, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, from a bad period, we needed, what that tells me is the importance. You can say the same way he managed, um, which was why I referenced that period where we had a rough patch of games. He he started deploying a more defensive, you could say more balanced approach. I don't think it'd be correct to say more defensive approach. Did a lot more to ensure we don't concede because if we lose two games in a row, it'd be a lot more easier to lose the next one. And after the next one, a lot more easier to lose the next one. Then it becomes difficult to win to win a game. The next one. I think navigating this period would have to play with a great deal of balance. Balance in all aspects in terms of squad rotation. Do not overplay certain players. It's really simple logic. That's where he shocked me in that game against Atalanta. And I'm going to keep repeating it. I didn't understand the logic behind fielding Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez again. And Enzo Fernandez is now taking a lot of heat on X. Nobody cares whether he was nursing an injury and had to even opt out of an international assignment. That annoyed me, and he's a player I love so much. But my love for Enzo Fernandez aside, I think he overdid it in terms of the selection. He risked a lot. But that's my opinion anyway. Everton fans are celebrating, and I can see us winning this game and losing uh,
I cannot see us winning this game and losing 2-0. Okay. Even our Chelsea women not playing well. Yeah, that one too. Palmer has bailed Maresca out past 2 seasons. Oh, so this is his third season now. Okay. I didn't know that. Palmer bailed him out? No. That's an argument I don't think you can win. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. This is ridiculous that I am hearing that Maresca has been very poor this season, over complicating. I'm not sure who you fight, who you're counter arguing against. Fabrizio, what's he saying? I'm not sure. I think he underrated the game and low mentality once again from his team. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Buying another key mixed up there. We could be underdogs against Everton. I hope we are. I hope they come into the game with the mindset that we're struggling, they're going to beat us. Which coach would want to work with our XD? Hopefully, ex Liverpool XD will change the recruitment plan. Let's see. It's an issue of squad selection, which is down to Maresca. That's how I see it too. Once again, he's bottling games and talking about what should have done, what he should have done. Won't get us lots of points. He must be held accountable. I think a lot of people are doing that right now. You just know weekend KDH is banging in a 12. Yeah, he knows us, and chances are he scores on the day. And I'm not first that we let him go. I think he wanted to leave because he wanted to be playing. He wasn't playing at Chelsea. And one thing I don't like is when people talk about players we let go and not bring up the fact that those players wanted to leave because they weren't playing that much at Chelsea. The pressure from the fans only, that's how I see it. I don't think the owners will pressure him that much. I think they are in sync. And the fact they are in sync, and they've you could say, what's the language I'm looking for here? They've commended him with regards to how he's rotated the team. So probably he's not that much under pressure, but the fans, pressure from the fans will eventually get to him. The pressure is on. I don't see us firing him mid-season. If we miss top 4 and no trophies, then yes, probably. Now, yeah, that could happen. But losing against Everton, irrespective of how, I don't see. It takes some sort of woeful loss and ass whooping for them to decide, yeah, that's it. My question is, what does Gittins do that the championship winger cannot? He played the entire match and did basic things, pass around defenders, and yeah, didn't do much. And in all honesty, I agree he didn't do well, but that doesn't mean he's a bad player. In all honesty, it's one of those games that I don't think it really makes sense to finger point because as a team, we bottled it. We are not playing well, and the owners, yeah, whenever you say there, we signed another kid, yeah, they're not signing him for the first team, and that will not stop today. The owners don't trust this manager. Doesn't? Where's that coming from? Let's see what else we have right now. Maresca over prepped the game, and his system is based on defense. Every game, he adds defenders in as subs. Wow. Okay. I will take the SDs from West Ham United. I hate those SDs. Look, I don't have anything against our SDs. They've not been perfect either, but they've made some excellent signings. Maresca is here for a long time. Yeah, make peace with it and move on. Let's not tell people the same thing. He's not going anywhere. You cannot get another coach. This is a high expectation fan base. I get that, the part of high expectation fan base. You don't get my issue with DJ. You don't get my issue with him. I'd go to the extent of arguing, you know what? Let me say it. I'm pissed. He wants the channel to fail. And fuck him. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't care. He wants the channel to fail, and the channel isn't going to fail. The channel can only get better. We are good at what we do. Here, we're not into you forcing me to suck up to your opinion and then not listen to my opinion, and you wanting your channel to be run certain ways so that you can be happy. No, that's why we're unique. Everybody, we're all in as individuals are entitled to our respective opinions. You bring yours, I bring my counter opinion. That's why we welcome everybody. But fuck you if what you want is just a perspective to become owners out, or to, you could say, exclude certain individual so that you be happy being part of the family. Fuck you. I don't care.
Wow. Well done,
Wow.
coach. Proud of you.
This is a high expectation. I get it. Losing is unacceptable, and I don't enjoy us losing. I don't. It's just that I tackle losses differently. I try to look at the problems. You could argue everybody on the panel today agrees that yes, Maresca made a mistake, but we should accept reasoned argument. We do. I don't reject arguments. I don't block people because of their arguments. I don't. Some people block people because of their argument. I've had people block me because I said I still support Maresca. A guy that owns a channel, that what's his name, Renzo, blocked me on X, called me a sucker. I wish that's not the person I meet him 1-to-1. I would gladly give him what he asked for. So my point is here, your opinion matters. Whether you're Maresca out, owners out, your opinion matters. But you cannot come here and expect everyone to be Maresca out. Not everybody operates the same way. My question is, why wasn't scientists had to start? Yeah, exactly the same question I asked, the same question Jay asked. I think he asked, I don't know, he did ask about Hato. We questioned why he had to field, what's his name? Cucurella again, and Enzo Fernandez.
We need to send messages to Ray. You know, Ray, the reporter. She usually asks good questions. We need to send her some more messages to ask those questions at the next press conference. She asked pretty good questions. She listens to the fans. The rest of the reporters, no chance. But she actually listens. So hopefully, if we can pressure her, I'll send her a message as well. Tobago probably will as well, as usually does. She usually asks those questions, so hopefully she will, so we can find out more technical, tactical stuff, not all the other rubbish.
Yeah, thank you, Dante. Let's hear you. Do you think Maresca is under pressure, and do you think the game against Everton is a decider with regards to his future? I'd say I don't think so. It would take some ass whooping for that to happen. I get it. Maresca made a mistake against Atalanta, and that's my opinion.
Mhm.
I still think the loss on him. That's my opinion. Dante sees it slightly, maybe 50-50. He thinks. Jay thinks definitely on him, and I think definitely on him. But I don't think the game against Everton is a decider. Do I think we'd lose that game? I honestly don't know. But the truth remains, irrespective of Maresca's mistakes on the day, there were other factors in play, which I don't want to get into right now. But let's hear
Yeah.
you. As a lot of people think that the game against Everton, that's it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's not. Again, context is key. How we lose. If we go there and the players are not running at all and we lose 8-0, okay, well, that's different. But context is key. How we play, obviously. I mean, even at Atlanta, like I said, that game could have been a draw, even a win for us if you look at some chances, etc. But we didn't get outplayed by Atalanta, so they got the win. We didn't play that well. Maresca didn't made some questionable decisions. It is what it is. He has to learn from that and not make that same thing over and over again. So, yeah, no, I don't think the Everton. No, I think it has to be a clear pattern. Basically, 10 games in a row, etc. Really, really bad for that to happen. So I don't see that happening with this team. We've got the quality. We're just going through a bad patch at the moment. It's just not working the last 3 games. And I repeat, it's the last 3 games. Then back against the Sunderland game, the Bayern Munich game a little bit. But really, I mean, it's not really a pattern yet, to be honest. I can't see no pattern yet. So, no, I don't think he's definitely not under pressure. Definitely not from there. From the fans, 100% yes, because there's a lot of fans out
Oh
there
yeah,
that
even
don't
when we
care.
were winning.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans there that don't care and hate. We know they hate the ownership, so they hate Maresca as well, and they hate some of the players as well. So they were ready. So they're just speaking up now. A lot of them speaking up, and some pop up in the channel every now and then. So uh, yeah, look, I he's fine. Yes, he needs to improve on some of the decision making, but I mean, I think he should have earned our respect because he's done very well last season. Won two trophies, did well with the team, especially where the team was and how we were playing. So yeah, and even this season we've seen very good performances. The performances are there, the players are there. It hasn't quite worked the best because we've had a few, new introductions, and some have taken longer to introduce to play well. So I think we'll be just fine. I think we'll recover, and yeah, if we get a draw or lose against Everton, even the Newcastle, we say we lose by one goal or draw, I don't still think there's much pressure. If that continues for 10 games in a row, maybe. And like I said, we have to lose properly for that to happen, but we're too good for that to happen. I don't see us losing multiple games in a row. That's just not, yeah, we've got too much of a good squad and a manager for that to happen. So I doubt that happens. So I think we're fine. People need to cool down. It's been a bad week, but we've had those 3 games basically in a week. Yes, it's been a bad week, but every team goes through bad weeks, not just a week. They go through bad weeks and month. Like a lot of teams already did this season and did last season. You're gonna have up and downs. This is the down. It's just hopefully we get out of it quicker and we improve. We're back at Stamford Bridge on the weekend, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully the fans don't boo from minute one. That'll be nice. They don't boo at halftime if it's 0-0. Hopefully, so uh, yeah, at least we're back home, and yeah, we need to get a positive result there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Rich Moneymaker says he has respect for the man. I know you love Maresca, and I know how much you hate the sporting directors. And
Yeah.
look who's here. A guy, a bro I don't like. It is what it is. We will beat Everton, Newcastle, and Villa. We will wipe the floor with them. Vamos, Maresca.
Yeah.
He's,
Go watch
he
USA play.
doesn't.
Why are you even here?
He means the opposite of what you're looking on the screen there.
Yeah, he pops up when we're losing. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
come when we were Barcelona, Arsenal. Before that, he didn't come. He didn't say much, but he has to come and protect his barbecue brother, Poch, our ex.
chances are he's actually betting against Chelsea.
He is. I'm telling you. Yeah. Hopefully, he's watching the USA games. Hopefully, he's watching USA play. So that's good.
Oh my word, Vic. Sorry that I haven't reached out to see how you're
Big up.
doing. I believe you're probably busy, and if that's the case, I'm happy for you. Bills don't pay themselves. Hate is strong. Well, maybe dislike. He disliked them. I have to be honest. But once again, big up rich money makers. Vic knows we're telling the truth, honestly. But here's the thing: something we all have to bear in mind. We still have a very young squad. As much as we've improved, as much as I don't think it'd be correct to say we've regressed, but that's my opinion. You have every right to argue otherwise. Bobby thinks we've regressed, and probably because he doesn't like Gittins and what's his name, Ganacho. As players, he doesn't hate them. He doesn't. Again, he needs convincing, and I think these players will convince him. And the question I asked my bro Tebeo, if you're saying we didn't upgrade, telling me how many minutes has Gittins played, and what Nani Madueke in that same number of minutes during his start to life as a Chelsea player, how many goals did he score? How many assists did he make? But Gittins, he has five assists. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dante.
5 assists and 1 goal. Yeah,
And
and
one goal.
Esteban as
That's not
well.
easy. And he
The other
hasn't been
way, 5
starting
goals.
consistently.
Yeah, so both we got 2 wingers in that I think can do better than Noni Madueke. And even this season, they have already. Noni
And
Madueke didn't get
Ganacho,
an assist or a goal in the first 10
you could
games.
say by now he should have a lot more assists. Had we been clinical, I think it's just more of, you could say, him playing with his teammates more. That once they are on the same wavelength, those players will get a lot of assists.
Yeah, you'll start seeing slowly better and better. Now, look, maybe it might not get better, it might take longer, but new players, that system, when you're running that fast as well, because they're quite fast players, you got to be in sync with your forwards, know their movements, etc. So yeah, look, it's not as simple as people think. Like on PlayStation, basically, you cross the ball automatically to a player. No, it's a bit harder. So they need to get learn each other, know each other's patterns, and that just takes a bit of time. But even so, at least he's put up some good numbers to start, even though he hasn't played that well. And I think Garnacho has been very, especially the last, even when he came on last night against Atalanta. Surprised he didn't start, but Gittins was fine as well. He came on and he, direct, got around his man a couple of times, had two really good shots. Maybe could have scored one of those shots. It was a bit more central, so he came on and created a couple of good chances. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world for those two. Garnacho has plenty of experience in the Premier League. He's fine even though he's young. So they'll only get better and better. What's not helped has been obviously our chopping and changing of our striker with the injuries and the suspensions. That's not helped either, obviously.
It hasn't. Yeah, I agree.
And Palmer not there at all, basically either.
Nkwa Eke Oye Afo. Nkwa Joseph here says Enzo cost 100 million, yet not better than a makeshift midfielder James. Even though James in midfield they don't play the same way. Enzo Fernandez is a different player from Rich James, even in midfield. They don't compare. They operate differently.
I can't believe that chance Rich James had, guys, yesterday. I would bet so much that he would score that any other day. That was, for him, that was easy.
symbolic.
And that brings us to the fact that,
yeah,
we're in that period of time where nothing seems to be working, even with the mistakes of the manager. And on pitch, you can say when players get a chance, there was one, what's his name?
That would have been 2-0, coach.
Yeah,
different game.
There was one that Cole Palmer missed the other day under normal circumstances.
Oh, yeah, and yes, and
so it looks like we're in that period where nothing seems to be working for us. Yeah, but go ahead, what you were saying.
It happens, but it evens itself out over the season. It evens itself out eventually.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We'll be fine. But it just, I hope it again. I hope he finds a way to manage it so it doesn't degenerate into low confidence. That's usually a serious problem. And you can argue Liverpool, they're solving their own situation now by, I don't know if again what they're trying to do with them. Mo Salah, because it's going to be either Mo Salah or Slot. One one of the two has to make way.
I think it's actually not that bad for Liverpool. They're going to sell him to Saudi Arabia for a lot of money in January, most likely.
And I think probably Salah would be regretting not to have left when he had the opportunity. And at the time, I hated the fact that he didn't leave. That was so stupid of his camp.
At the time,
I looked at it and I said to myself, this isn't going to end well. This guy, that he was making a serious mistake. Go to Saudi. But go ahead, what you were saying, Dante.
I mean, yeah, you can look at it. Leave on a really high as a champion and you've done everything for this club, and leave on a really big high, aka like Drogba basically as well. Or come back. Look, Liverpool did show ambition, didn't they, off season? So he thought we're adding, very good players. But we know as Chelsea that can be dangerous when you sign that many players for that expensive. Doesn't always work very well from the start. So yes, it might come good, and I'm pretty confident that as the season goes on, it'll get better, slowly better, and they'll start recovering. They'll be up there back again. So in the top four conversation, no problem, I think. So yeah, look, he's what he did. I don't think it was the smartest thing what he did, to be honest, because I think he lost a lot of fans that see him as a legend at club, and I think he lost a lot of them because of that as well. So it's not a smart move on his part.
Yeah, I think in the moment he said a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have said. We were on 19 points in a 10th position last season. Current level with United with 25 points, slight improvement. Oh, did we improve anything? Okay.
No, I think that's misleading a little bit, because context needs to be added, because we didn't play these opponents. I think the fixtures were a little tougher last season till this point. Against similar opponents, if we are going to calculate, we are a little behind from last season.
Pretty much the same, basically.
But we have to stick with the results. Did we win or did we lose? Because that's how you can say someone that wants us to lose will count it. It doesn't matter who we played against. So if we win, I don't think we should look beyond the result and start discussing who we played against, how good or how bad they
Yeah, that
were.
doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you get
Yeah,
my point, Jay.
yeah, I agree. But we got away trips, harder away trips left, so that will decide how the season will go.
And
We are
this season,
currently
yeah, go ahead.
behind. All I'm saying is we are currently a little behind against similar teams when we played them last year, and yeah, because our fixtures were much easier this year
Last
at the
season, did we
starting
win
till
any games against? Did we win any games against Liverpool?
Liverpool. Yeah, I think we defeated
We
them at
lost,
home.
or
No, we
did we
lost
draw?
both.
No, we
No,
defeated
no,
them
no.
when they,
We won at the end of the
won the
season.
season, when
Last
they
season,
tired them, when they were
the
in
last
party
game of the
mode.
season.
It's
Yeah,
third last game of the season. Remember, we won. Yeah,
yeah,
against
when
Something
they were
Liverpool.
towards
hungover.
the end of the season, but we didn't beat them. I think they were our first game of the season, and we lost against them. The season
Anfield,
opener
we
was
lost to
against
them.
them,
At Anfield, we
1-0.
lost them.
Yeah,
and we lost. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I mean, I that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's okay to just look beyond the result and start looking who played against, how bad or how good they were. Because
yeah.
if we lose against any team, those that want to slate the manager and the owners, they don't care who we played against.
Especially because
Some
those
will
other
start saying,
teams
yeah, some will
have
start, you
changed so
start
many
hearing,
players as
we
well.
couldn't
Yeah,
beat this game. We couldn't beat that team, even though they were in 10th position. So if we beat them, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, I followed this game long enough to know that, yeah, you you ought to just take it. If it's a win, call it a win. It doesn't matter who you played against, because you could actually lose against them too.
in the Premier League, it's like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So, but that's by the way. Let me see. Shanks is saying the point that, but Jay has his point. Say there's a caveat to it. Look beyond the surface and look at things. It does make sense, but for me, how I see it, it doesn't really matter. Price isn't Enzo Fernandez's fault, but the club overpaid a lot, and he hasn't been this world-beaten player. Some of the fans had talked about, which is unfortunate. I see it differently. I think he's been one of our best players since signing for us. It depends on who you ask. And yeah, the sort of players that tickle your fancy, in my opinion, are still better than Gittins. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Maresca out, according to this brother here. Your name, Zambungisha. Okay,
Good
I'll
luck
stop
saying
at
that one.
that. I'll stop at that. I don't want to butcher your name. Lateness is greatness, according to Ty, but Ty, nice to see you out. We hope you're doing well. Blue Co have won the race to sign midfielder Mohamed Zongo, 16 from Sporting Cascade FC. He will join Strasbourg for the next part of his development. Another kid, yes, best. Here's the thing. Do I care? Is he joining the first team? No. So why would I care? That's why sometimes when people bring up the argument about players we sign a 16-year-old that's not joining the first team, why would that be an issue for me? Not an issue for me, but Rich Moneymaker is not happy, especially with our sporting directors. If Salah wants to return to Stamford Bridge, bring him. We desperately need top experience. It will never happen, and you know that. Maresca isn't ready for the job, to be honest, and that's according to Chelsea 11. And Ty here said we lost 2-1 to them. Jackson scored. Okay. Thank you, Ty, for that information. Our first game last year was City. Yep, I remember. Jay thinks this is Arsenal. No, you don't. If you know Jay, you know that
what?
you and him should be going out every weekend to get a beer, because you sound alike.
To be
Alike.
honest, I wish we were Arsenal. Just because of their consistency right now. But we
Have
are
they been
not.
consistent, really?
They are. That's why they are top of the table.
No, no,
Aston Villa
no.
is the first.
You could say they're over, not of late, not in recent games. From the Sunderland game to their last game, they've been shaky.
Yeah, in the last 5 games, I think they
No, but
have dropped points in 3 of them.
you're talking about the entirety of the season so far, right?
No, you're right. In the last 5 games, they have dropped in 3 of
Exactly.
them.
And
So
that
yeah,
started, I watched them against Sunderland, and I told people they're not all that.
But coach, they have got injury as well. They got just one fit
I
centre back.
Don't
understand.
bring up
That's
injuries,
part of
Jay,
it.
please.
I don't
Don't-
look at that. That's part of it.
Look, anyways, man, fuck Arsenal. I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want us to talk about before we call it a day? News hunting. I don't think anything new emerged. I'm surprised my wife hasn't come to knock at the door.
Um, I got a question for Dante, and you can also chip in, coach. I just want to rephrase the same question that will Maresca be under pressure? Dante said if he goes on a trajectory of maybe 10 games, then there could be a situation. Remember, we already are winless in last 4 games, and our next 4 games,
Go ahead. Did we lose him?
Not sure.
high pressure on him.
Sorry, you cut out, Jay. I couldn't hear you. Can you
Yeah,
repeat
we
that?
lost you. Are you there, Jay?
Oh, he's out.
Okay, go ahead,
I heard
Dante.
a little bit, so I can answer a little bit. The first
Yeah.
part, you said we haven't won in 4 games. He said, "Is that accurate? Is that right?"
Yeah, I think that's inaccurate. Yeah,
So 2 draws, yeah, and the
Leeds
loss.
United
Yeah.
a loss, right? What other
Yes.
game? Before Leeds, did we win?
Loss, draw. I think was it? No, yeah, loss and draw. Yeah, 2 draws, 2 losses.
All
Sorry,
right, go ahead.
I'm back. What did you do, coach?
I muted you, right?
I was making a good point, and you did that.
Yeah,
I
but
think
go
I
ahead.
heard.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do
I don't
anything.
know how much you heard.
You started.
Next 4
Just start.
games, we
Just
haven't lost 4
again.
games.
Rerun
We haven't
your
won the last
question.
4 games. You mean?
Yeah, so we are winless in 4, okay, and the
2
next
draws,
4,
2 losses.
realistically, there is a chance that we can realistically could be winless as well. So after 8 or 9 games, which is a possibility, okay, will there be a pressure? Something like
All
risk on the
losses.
manager's position.
Are you counting draws as well, or all losses?
Yes, I'm counting draws as winless as well.
Okay. Pressure might go up a little bit, but still not. It depends what we're doing in the cups as well, because we'll be playing cups as well in that time. So I don't think so. No. If we draw all those games, no. If we lose all those games, yes, maybe a little bit. Definitely there will be, but even then, I think they'll give him his benefit of the doubt to turn it around, like happened last season. We went on a run. How much was it? 8 games. I think it was 8 games, if I remember right, that we didn't win. And then we turned it around. So I think he'll get the benefit of the doubt to turn it around, but then he'll be on a very tight leash probably the next 5 games after that. If the results don't improve, then he might have a problem. But I don't see that happening personally. I don't think we're not that team.
He's good enough, and he has the quality just to you say. But here's one thing I can tell you: from now on, we're gonna see a very, very cautious approach.
Depends. Yeah, it depends.
I don't think he'd be risking a lot. He did that last season.
You know how people saying that some of the people in the chat were saying that we don't risk. We played so many defenders. Well, when we attack, actually, most of the games, 90% of the games, we attack with 7, 8 players in the box.
Yeah, I don't agree. He's not a defensive-minded manager. He only does that when he's trying to solve a problem.
Exactly. Yes.
Well,
maybe
you guys are actually.
The question will be: okay, we attack with 7 players. The 7 players sometimes consists of, you could say, 5, or you could say consist of 3, at least 2, 3 players who are traditionally fullbacks or maybe not midfielders. But
it doesn't matter though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing, he's an attacking-minded manager, but he usually, you could say, resigns to seeking solution by playing with a very cautious approach, which you can argue, had Potter done that, he'd still be at Chelsea.
Even Poch,
had Poch done that, he'd still be at Chelsea. But for Poch, it was always, even with the lack of experience in our squad at the time, because we're more of a unit than we were under him, he was always, you could say, it was always transition. It was always go for it. So Maresca was able to avoid going through the same issue by, at the time, I think, playing Romeo Lavia, pairing Romeo Lavia with Moses Caicedo, and dropping the less defensively minded Enzo Fernandez at the time for a period. So we might start seeing a lot more cautious approach until we navigate that phase.
And that was only against the big teams, like when we played the big teams, I remember. So it wasn't against any of the smaller mid-table teams. It's only when we played those big teams. And that was his first year. So yes, it was much more cautious, which was the right thing to do. I mean, some of
No,
those
I
result
have nothing
results.
against that. That was when I
I don't.
learned
Those
I
that
points
don't.
at the end
actually
of the
he's a
season,
smart manager.
those 2 free points at the end of the season is what could be fourth Champions League or sixth. So yes, it helps you at the end of the season, definitely. A lot of fans don't look at it that way, but those 2 free points you pick up at that, instead of losing, how we lost like 5-0 to Arsenal, 4-1 to, when our ex-manager was just playing basketball, open football, doesn't matter. Yeah, he couldn't get those results. If he did that as well and got those extra points, well,
Go ahead, and
that
I'll be
makes a
back
big
in a
difference.
minute.
Yeah. Yeah, so that makes a big difference, Jay. So, yeah, your question basically, yeah, I think we're too good for that. We've got too many good players for that to happen. We'll be fine. I don't see that happen. Can it happen? Of course, there's a chance of happening. There's a chance it happens, and he goes on a really bad run, and he can't get out
Yeah.
of it, and maybe he might lose some players. But I think they're too close. Players, manager, they're a very close group. They're a bunch. I'm sure you can agree with that. I've seen it many times. So I think they respect the manager very highly as well. So I don't see any problems forming in that sense.
Realistically, there is a chance, as I said, because of the fixtures. Let's put Cardiff aside. Even if we win that game, I think that shouldn't be used, and the fans, I don't think, will consider if that's the only win. Other than that, we got Everton, Newcastle, and Aston Villa. I can't
Well,
really tell you how important that Everton game is, because if we don't win that game, we are going to Newcastle away. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really predict a loss ever for Chelsea, but you can understand that game
yeah.
under
Usually every
under
season we lose
current
that game.
situation. That
Doesn't
game
matter.
is a
That's one of our bogey grounds every season. Doesn't matter the
yes, that
manager.
is one of the hardest. I say more
Mourinho. It doesn't
difficult
matter
than
what manager
Anfield.
it is. We've always lost there.
Yeah,
Um,
much more difficult than even Anfield, I'll say.
yeah. So yeah, it can happen, but it's too early, Jay. It's still too early. It will still be in the. Say you draw against Everton, lose against Newcastle. Well, then you win 2 or 3 in a row, and you're back third or second again. So, I mean, it's still a bit early, congested. Yes, obviously it's not good, but I don't see him being under pressure. No, definitely not from the ownership or the directors, uh, the coach, the staff, or the players. I don't see that. It will only be the fans, and like I said, most fans are because they already hate the ownership, and it's just that they want to do that anyway. So it doesn't. This just gives them more fuel. Of course, other fans that don't rate Maresca at all anyway, they can. Other fans that think, like yourself, maybe he's the guy, maybe he's not, can question it as well, of course. But I think he's fine. He's got all the tools. I don't see us slipping up that bad. Once again, I say I haven't seen us lose bad. I mean, when's the last time we really got played completely? I've played off. I can't think, games where we completely got wiped off the park and they really battered us. There's no games like that. I just
That would be subjective. I'll say the Atlanta game is quite bad for a lot of fans. I think that depends on how you're
what
perceiving
do
a
you?
result.
No, come on, Jay. How many bad? That game could have ended in a draw, even a Chelsea win easily.
Yeah,
I'm
that's why I
talking
Something you
said it
have
about
to
was
pay
on Maresca.
attention
That
to.
could have
Yes,
been
here's
very
something
easily
you need
turned
to pay
into a
attention
victory
to,
or a
Dante.
draw.
Jay
how.
Jay said it is bad for a lot of fans, and that's a fact.
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's the fans that, like I said, it's mostly those fans that don't like Maresca from the start because he's a
No,
championship
Dante,
manager.
I have no personal hate or personal affection towards Maresca, but that game was bad. How Maresca managed that game, that was bad. It is equally bad as to some fans would be a 4-0 or 5-0 battering. That's I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's subjective.
Yeah,
That can be
I
your
mean it's
opinion, but
subjective. Yeah, it depends on who you ask. And
I
the
don't see it
Dante,
that
in
way.
your opinion, you think it'd take a lot for him to come on that the sort of pressure that you could say would start hearing that you could say the club could call it quits with him.
Well, that's my point. Have you seen a game where we lost 5-0?
No, here's the thing. Under Maresca, he's not that sort of man. I'm not concerned that we see the sort of losses we experience under Porter or maybe Pochettino. There's still, I like that Italian in him.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, irrespective of how bad we feel or the fact that I'm not happy to see to have seen what's his name, Cucurella on the pitch, Enzo Fernandez on the pitch. Had he won that game, I don't think we'd be talking. Nobody would be discussing who started and who didn't start.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the truth. But the fact is, yeah, we didn't win. We have to talk about it. You get my
And
point
we
there.
are talking about it.
Yeah.
But I'm just making the point that I haven't seen us get completely dismantled and completely beaten, like proper, rundown, 5-0, 5-1.
I mean, it's not a regular occurrence under him. There are games that you look at and say the opposition definitely outplayed us.
But I'm saying there's not many of those.
No,
There's
not
just
many of
many
them, but there are. It
And
does
the ones that
exist.
are
Yeah.
smashed, us getting smashed, there's been none, zero. So that tells me a lot about the group and the manager, and that tells you a lot that they're quite close.
And I've seen people actually arguing that he's going to lose the dressing room. He will not. They love him. If anything, they will be seeing the losses from a different perspective, not as us fans.
I'll ask one last question to both of you. Hope you can answer. I'm actually still trying to figure out. As you mentioned, he's a really good attacking coach. Whenever he attacks, whenever he's on the front foot, his football looks so beautiful. In almost all the instances, if I'll give some, maybe there's one or two, I don't know, but almost all the performance where he's gone defensive, we have tasted defeat. So why does he try to go defensive
No,
when the results are never going positive for him? Whenever
that's not
he's attacking, Arsenal game, for example, we always tend to find the football is beautiful, the result is beautiful. Whenever he goes defensive, there are more defenders on the pitch. It's never a case that we are really, getting a result. It's always a defeat or a draw. I don't understand. When he's so good at attacking, why does he go ultra defensive?
I'm not
Coach
sure how.
answered that earlier. PSG
That's
game,
something I have to pay attention to, and it sounds believable because I remember against Arsenal we considered a red, yet he made attacking changes, didn't he? Right?
Yes.
And
Even if he doesn't make
we
we
nearly
were
won.
down though.
Just hold on, Dante, I'm coming. And we could have won against United. He
Yeah.
made defensive changes. We lost.
Yeah.
There's another game. I don't know, but yes,
Exactly.
it's
There is red card
believable.
in
But
both
I'm
the
not just
games.
gonna say. I'm not just gonna sit here and say, yeah, I agree. I think I have to go take my time, look at it, and maybe see. Maybe there's a pattern.
No, coach, you nailed it. There are similar instances where we got red cards. His approach of going defensive or attacking or staying attacking at least, I think has resulted in the fortune of the game. We won
And here's
against
why I say it's
Arsenal.
believable, irrespective of what you explain that he's trying to do by bringing on defensive players. Again, the changes say, yeah, he's trying to do something
I
defensive,
agree,
and
and
in
that was
those
one problem
instances,
against
it
Atlanta as
hasn't
well.
worked.
There was 7 defenders on the pitch at one time against Atlanta.
Let's correct that because that's not accurate. We were 1-0 up. He made defensive changes when we got a red card. That is the right thing to do. Probably 90% of coaches will tell you that's the right thing to do. When you're 1-0 up, away from home, you got a red card, you're going to make defensive changes.
No, but here's the thing. We're just generalizing here, Dante. In those occasions, it hasn't worked. We're not saying that wasn't the right thing or to do or not, but there's a pattern. If you argue to an extent, I'm not saying certainly that's the case because I have to take a step back and look at it and
that's
come
what I'm
out
trying
and
to
say,
say.
you know what, I have looked at it. That's actually the case. But go
you
ahead.
have to take context into account. We were 1-0 up. The other one where he made attacking changes, we were 1-0 down. Big difference. You're going to bring an attacking player on because you're 1-0 down. You have to chase the game. You have to get a goal. That's just how it works. So I think
Against
I don't
Arsenal.
see anything with it. There's no pattern there. He did exactly, as most, like I said, any top coach will tell you, that's how it is. And there might be some coaches that say, oh, go attacking. But I mean, in the Premier League, you can't do that. That's Premier League is not
Dante,
Spain. It's not Spain. It's not Italy. You can't
Hold
do
on.
that.
I think that's a serious breaking news here. Oh, Chelsea winger Mihailo Mudryk has been slapped with another driving ban after being caught behind the wheels of his 140,000
That's not
BMW,
serious.
despite already being banned from. Jesus Christ, man.
how is
It's
Go
not
that
ahead,
breaking?
serious.
He
Dante.
does that regularly.
These players, they get fines left, right, and center. The cars they drive, my goodness.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in this, even Fofana had to at one point. I think he was fined too. But in Mihailo Mudryk's case, probably would be perceived differently because yeah,
No.
he's still under a provisional ban. Go ahead,
Who
serving a
cares what they do in their private
provisional ban.
life? It doesn't. I mean,
Dante, I would
he's fine.
actually
He's about to
not
pay his
buy.
fine.
Dante, I will go actually against that point. I think we were leading against Arsenal. They and despite leading the game with 10 men, he did not make defensive changes, and
That's a
still
fact.
we,
That's a point too.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a point too. But here's, I think that would make for an excellent discussion. Instead of us to just individually go look at it and see if it's a pattern, I don't think we'd ever have a. Maybe we'll get a space to make it a show and discuss it at length. Look at the games one by one and compare. And I appreciate you guys for not taking anything personally. It's been an excellent discussion. A tense one, in all honesty.
Yeah, I
But
think we should
yeah,
go coach better.
and I apologize to all those of you who heard me cursing. I've enjoyed it, the insults from that individual in question, and I warned that I'm gonna lose my SHIT, and I think I lost
I
it.
hope you don't cuss again because he's in the comment again.
I don't
Well, that's
care.
why I said we should go, Jay. There,
I
maybe
don't
let's go.
care. Whoever gets a comment, I don't care. And DJ, it's
Yeah,
true. Yes. Yeah, I called you out because yeah, you want the channel to fail. That's how I see it. Given what you've told me, and I have records of everything you told me. You said to me, yeah. So, but I don't want to talk with you again. If
let
you
it
want
be.
to actually stop being a paid member of the channel, go ahead, do it. If you want to stop coming, go ahead, do it. I don't want to. I don't like how you have a perceived, you could say, idea with regards to you just want the maybe you want the channel to become Minerals 2.0 before you like it. We don't operate like that. Everybody's opinion here matter. And I cannot stop talking to any individual because of because you're not happy with that individual. I don't operate like that. And once again, I'm a big boy. So I don't give a flying fuck what you think.
Yeah,
Arsenal are
people like
consistently
that can go to Johnny
inconsistent.
Mineral's channel, and
They win.
they
They
can do
win a
that.
lot
But
of games, drop points, and the cycle repeats. Yeah, if you're going by season as a whole, yeah, they've been bottling it, and this season it could happen again. And City looks like they picked up form. Um, let's see what else we have here. I wish we were Arsenal. Disgraceful words.
I have to agree with that. Yeah,
That's us, Jay. I think we need Jackson. Yeah, Jay, that was disgraceful.
disgraceful, Jay.
I think we need Jackson.
Blasphemous.
Okay, bring him back. We need Jackson back. And Enzo is not a Premier League type of player. You need pace in this league. And if you don't have it, you must be passing like KDB, Enzo Fernandez. Enzo unbalances our midfield and should be sold. Okay, if that's how you see it, let's see what the club does. He says Maresca will be under pressure surely, but his job, it's not at stake. Yeah, it would take a lot for them to decide to fire him. If Maresca loses out just against Everton, when can we visit him at his house? Not you and I. I'm not doing that. You remember we discussed about the adaptability a few months ago. Yes, we did. Let's see. Big up to you to Chelsea. That nice to see you. Not happy with the performance last night. Have a four-player in team. Shade Ganacho and Gittins and Tosin ain't good enough. Also, if Enzo Maresca don't change his ways, he needs to be. I know what you're saying next there. Maresca is not the guy, but he can achieve top four, and that's a short-term aim. We need to aim for the league next season. Let's see what else we have here. Sacked as again. Why change the balance? Okay, that's a continuation of what you said there. And that's, by the way, I think I'm gonna call it a day. My boys are getting ready for school.
Wrap it up,
And
coach.
and DJ, stop bringing your shit about somebody said, told you this, somebody. I'm not. I hate gossip. I respected you, loved you, because we've met for a while. Even when you left the group, I sent you a private message asking you, do you want back? You didn't respond. I don't care if you're back on the group or not. But please, I fucking hate gossip. And you're too old for that, man. Who somebody DM'd you? Fuck the person that DM'd you. Please, don't stop coming here. Stop. Stop being a paid member. I don't need it. Don't come here again, please. And the people, I think we've come to the natural end of the show. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers,
Big
guys.
up,
Take
guys.
care. Bye bye.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Unity
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every form says to fair, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every form says to fair, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe
dust, and then with a love this storm. Every force is to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise.